Go. And then how do I go back to the other thing? Is this it?
Right there.
There we go. Hello. I did that. I made us go live today. How exciting. Happy Wednesday, wine and whiskey. And for Mark, it's going to be tea. So it is nice to see all of you. Hello, Mark, and my mother-in-law. Hello, Megan and Lauren. Hey, Chicagoan and Sherry. Hello. Paul from the UK. You're up late tonight. It is nice to see all of you. Gui, Bon Noite. Let's see who else is on here. The Gallivanting Gals. Hey, I'm so glad to see all of you. So Mark is a little bit hoarse tonight. If you don't know, yesterday he taught his entire Principles of Marketing course live online starting at 8 in the morning, and he went 15 hours and 45 minutes, which is definitely a record for one of our live streams. Usually it's like 3 hours and a bit. 15:43 made him slightly hoarse. So guess what? I don't have to yell "Shut up, Mark" at all today. Isn't that exciting? But I am working on designing a t-shirt that says "Shut up, Mark." So if you guys are at all interested in that, it's going to be it'll be a limited release. We might just make, like 50 shirts or something, just something small. So, anyway, yeah, so there's that. And hello, Ronnie and son of Thomas More and Leo. It's nice to see you. Hey, Michael Mon. Henry Martinez. I'm really good. ¿Cómo estás? I hope you're well too. Pedro, quarantine so far. You know what? It's we have our days. We have good days and we have bad days, just like everyone else, I'm sure. There he is. That's the man. So, and we'll talk about this a couple of times because I know we're going to end up talking for hours tonight, as we usually do. But we both have our fun little shirts on, and we kind of talked about this briefly yesterday. But we are starting an initiative called Pause for the World. And basically what Pause for the World is, if you have a business, if you are a hairdresser, if you are an influencer, if you're a church or any kind of organization and you're being hit financially right now, you can go to pausefortheworld.com and register your company. That bad baby? So you register your company and you'll get a referral link, and you use that referral link, and anytime somebody purchases anything on the site, you get $10. That's all there is to it. We wanted to find a way to help people, and we're not made of money, so we can't just, hand out bills. But this is what we came up with. And so I hope that you'll be able to do that. So just go, it's down at the bottom of the screen here, and it says pausefortheworld.com, and that's pretty much all you have to do. Yes, there's a link below. I'm sorry, it's not just written, but it's a link. So you guys can do that, and I did it today. I kind of set up a dummy corp just to see with our partners who are helping with the fulfillment and stuff. And it literally, thanks to autofill, it took me like less than 10 seconds. So very cool stuff. And the only thing I have to mention, we are limited right now to the United States. And that is because shipping with quarantine and all the craziness that's going on in the world right now, it's limited just here in the United States. So for anyone in America, this is for you. Hello means to travel. It's nice to see you. It's weird. I get to talk so much tonight. I don't even know what to do with myself. Hello, Hunter. All right. And Rick, nice to see you. Oh, no. Yep. Nice to see you too. And Scott. We run Las Vegas. Thank you for the super chat. And I appreciate your kind words. We try to do good work, and we are staying safe. I hope all of you are washing your hands and social distancing, but this is our way of social not distancing. So we get to hang out and be with all of you. Do you want to say anything, my love? Say hello with your voice so they know how bad it is. Yeah.
Hello. I hope you're all doing well.
Good
It
stuff,
was
huh?
it was a good day yesterday. I know we at least got $1,500 raised for the emergency dean fund, which will really help out a lot of students. And then we kind of guilted some of my colleagues today when we talked about the 15 hours and 43 minutes and the money we raised. So I got some emails from some other professors saying we went and donated.
Very cool. Okay, so now that we've got Pause for the World, and there's there's several shirts, there's joggers, there's hoodies, there's all sorts of stuff on there.
I'll put on the other shirt.
Mark's got another shirt to wear too. We've got a couple different Pause for the World logos. There's some funny ones like dongle party. I actually had to ask what a dongle was because I thought it sounded kind of dirty, but I thought it sounded a little bit like a dingleberry. It is not. So there's the dongle party, there's air hugs, there's all sorts of fun, silly stuff on there too, along with this cool logo. So I hope that you guys will sign up for that. I'm very excited about it. Matthew Wolf says, taking the family to Belgium, Luxembourg, the Netherlands for the week of Christmas and the week after. No itinerary yet. Which country do you recommend we schedule to visit the Christmas markets? Of those three, I think Belgium would probably be your best bet. Get out in the smaller towns, like Bruges. Bruges isn't necessarily a small town, but I would recommend Bruges over Brussels. And the Netherlands, I've never been to the Netherlands at Christmas. I don't really know how markety it is. So Mark will answer that when he comes back down. Christian Valdez, no, Mark is not having tea. He's having whiskey. And I actually was going to have whiskey tonight, but then I thought if I drink whiskey, I'm going to get really tipsy. And since I'm the one doing all the talking, I need not to be all tipsy. Paul Hayes, thank you for the super chat. Need more Paul says, do you need more whiskey, Mark? And well done yesterday.
Thank you.
He says, thank you, like a frog. His other shirt is in the dirty clothes. You know what, Mark? I've got another women's shirt upstairs on my... Yes, it's on my bed. Liam, could you go grab one of the 2 t-shirts that's on my bed? There's a pink one and a red one. Oh, wait, we've got Daddy's. Haha, you're so funny. All right, here's the other logo. Pause for the World. Just a happy little play button, or pause button. Not a play button, because we're all taking a pause, right? All right. Dudley Do Right. Thank you. Thank you for your super chat and the compliment. Dudley Do Right says that you married up. Actually, I'm the one that married up.
She did.
He's kind of the most amazing man ever. So,
I don't know. That Michael Mann and Mark Finley seem pretty nice.
Stephanie says, have you been to Pittsburgh? If so, how was the traffic? I've driven in Toronto, and that was horrible. Oh, honey. No, Pittsburgh's so much easier than Toronto.
People really like living in Pittsburgh, and the quality of life there is actually really good.
Yeah. It's a fun city too. They've got some really great they've got a really great theme park and stuff with great rides, really good not old, but wooden roller coasters. I love wooden coasters. So
51 degrees Celsius, Pedro. Wow.
What? 51C? That's crazy. No way. That's awful. The Chicagoan, I know you asked this earlier about recommendations for Portuguese restaurants in Lisbon. Also would love a list of Portuguese cuisine. Bacalhau com natas. It's cod with cream. It's baked.
And potatoes.
Most Portuguese things come with a side of fries and rice.
Fries and rice.
And sometimes
some more fries.
Sometimes it's fries and rice and fries. But
this tea's helping a little bit.
The best thing for Portuguese cuisine is to get off the big streets. Go find a Tasca. A Tasca is a mom and pop restaurant. Those small little places, they always have the best food. It's like grandma's kitchen, and you just go in and they're cooking for you, and it's amazing. I also find that a lot of the really fancy Portuguese restaurants that are serving Portuguese food are really the menu is not that much different than the Tashkas, and they're like 4 times as expensive. So get into the Tashkas, support mom and pop. We're big on, obviously, because we're doing this, we're big on supporting individual people where we absolutely are able to. We make that choice. So I hope that helps. We also have a video.
I have to say, MG97 is going to bed. I want to say thank you, MG. Or 97. They were there the entire time yesterday. So
yes.
I got to give a shout out to that. That was awesome.
It is 2 a.m. tonight. You are sweet because, literally stuck through it for the entire 15 hours and 43 minutes. And if I'm not mistaken, you're in the Netherlands or
7 hour ahead to
I don't know. Anyway, you're in Europe and we're over here, and that's stamina, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. So Def Leppard rules rock. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Thank you, dear.
I'm trying to sound sexy.
What's a super chat?
Super chat is they help us out. They send us a little extra money.
Yeah.
So it says, do you think it'll? You want to read it?
Do you think it'll possibly be safe for Americans to travel within the United States before it will be to travel internationally, or is it hand in hand?
No.
We absolutely. Go ahead. Short answer, you do.
Short answer is you will see domestic travel first. Places like Italy, or the politicians saying maybe we keep it closed, the border closed till Christmas, until the New Year. And I doubt it'll be that way, but you will definitely see domestic travel within every country will open up first, and then international because of the borders and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So because we just got usually we were waiting till May to move our flights back, and we just got emails today from Delta saying we've canceled your flight, and so you got this credit, so we didn't have to wait for it. They're already already canceled it.
Hey Becky, I'm so glad to see you on here. I know that you have your whiskey or a beer, but it's good to see you. All right, so Bronny Dove, I hope that your day wasn't that bad that you need an entire bottle of whiskey, because that's a dang lot.
Dudley, thank you very much for the super chat, Dudley. I appreciate it.
Hey Bia. So Alex says, which city do you think has the best barbecue? I always find that really difficult to answer because they're all so different. I love Texas barbecue.
But you can't compare Texas barbecue to Georgia barbecue.
Georgia barbecue, or certainly not to the Carolinas. It's so different. I like all the barbecue. As long as it's done well, then I'm good with it. So, hey buddy.
Hey Andrew Kelly, how you doing? Kid Channel's on here. Good to see you. You had a question earlier I missed.
Most romantic London and Southern England sites and restaurants. What do you think?
Southern England, I would say Bath. Bath's going to be your best romantic stuff. Or you go to Isle of Wight. That's.
I don't know if I can tell you restaurants. We typically don't give there are very few restaurants we say go here.
Restaurants change so fast.
They change owners, they change chefs, and then we don't want to give you something and then it ends up being really bad. Lori Sims, it's nice to see you. Okay. International news says lots of small businesses will not come back. And that's what we're afraid of, and that's why we're doing Pause for the World. We want to be able to pool people together, and we've got 600 some odd thousand subscribers on YouTube, so we're hoping that we can pull on all of you to support whatever business. If you know somebody who has a small business and they're struggling,
sign up.
They can go and sign up. Tell them about this. They can sign up. There's no cost. There's no strings. They get paid every week via PayPal.
Monday, they do it on PayPal. They have to fill out their W-9 form, because with PayPal, if they make over $600, the tax man is going to get his money. But at least we can help out some organizations as many as we can. And so this was kind of the easiest way we thought to help people out.
Yep.
So
spread that around. Thoughts for September Italy vacation. I have my fingers crossed for Europe in the fall. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Italy, some friends of ours over there were saying that the government was talking about keeping this quarantine and keeping the borders closed longer. So we'll see what happens. My mother-in-law, Kathy, was saying not to miss the sardines. So when you're in Portugal, in Portugal, but the main time for sardinhas, it's in the spring, May, June. I guess more June. They have a couple big festivals, and you eat tons of sardines. But they're not sardines like we have in the States in those little cans. They're big, and you'll get like...
You gotta gut them yourself.
You do. You cut them yourself. So it's a whole fish. It's broiled, and you just do all of the butchering yourself, but it's really good. I mean, excellent. So
Brig is sitting in my lap now. So Dale Creasy, thank you very much for the super chat. Yes, will travel bans open up this year or more likely next year? I mean, I would think by next year, yes. That's the thing is you had Italy, like they're talking about not till next year. And I think you're going to see some places because you know what you have your peak, and then luckily hopefully hitting the top and then goes down. And then you have another peak later because it's like, oh, now we got the second wave kind of stuff. And I'm going to guess they'll probably be, I mean, if I was a business, I would be prepared for a second, quarantine kind of stuff later in the year. That's why some people are saying like November or like December, stuff like that. Maybe, but no one knows.
It's just conjecture at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I could see things opening up. I could see domestic travel, like businesses going back to work. I mean, you see, like Austria already went back to work 2 days ago. The smaller businesses went back to work. So you'll see people starting to open up again. It's probably, I don't know, in the U.S., I think they're looking at late May.
Late May, I think.
Something
That's
like that.
That's what I saw last.
So.
Mark Finley, I'm a Deer Mafia. It is totally okay. I'm a Deer is Mark's dad. His Brazilian dad. And so if he's saying stuff in Portuguese or you don't know what it is, it's totally okay because a Giro,
desculpa.
Beijos.
So it'll be fine. You'll get out of the timeout in a bit, Giro.
Yep, it's just when things come in case they're dirty in other languages, sometimes they just go ahead and get deleted. So we've got a bunch of questions. And
yesterday we had a lot.
We had some really bad
because
stuff
we actually were, our live feed was on YouTube's main page, and so that's why. Remember those of you that were there, like where are these people coming from? That was coming from YouTube's main live page, and so we were up on there. It's Henry Martinez. I have a trip planned to San Diego. Hey, buddy, good to see you. I have a trip planned to San Diego at the end of July for the Comic-Con. However, I wouldn't mind if they transfer this year's badges for 2021. I'm going to guess that...
I bet that could happen, right?
Well, I know like some stuff I was at, they sent the money back. So, yeah,
thank you for the super chat,
yes,
too,
thank you very much for the
way.
super chat, buddy. Mr. Blonde, Mark, you feeling all right? Mr. Blonde, I spoke for 15 hours and 43 minutes yesterday, and 10 minutes after I finished, my voice was gone, so it was pretty funny. Jesse Ellie, thank you very much for the super chat. I have not been to the Ellie Cathedral in the UK, so I apologize for that. Have I tried gargling with salt water? It's gross, but does wonder over time. I will. I definitely will. We will have that. Natasha T, and definitely have a Rock Rules. Thank you for the super chat. Natasha T, also thank you for the super chat. Don't worry, we'll go back up and do stuff. I'm going to go gargle some salt water here in a sec. Do you think classes will move online in the fall? I just heard this. I wouldn't be surprised if some universities do use stuff in the fall. Make it online.
Or make it a choice for students.
Yeah, because I was actually in a discussion on Twitter about this, and we were talking like, some universities just can't do it. Some students won't want to do it. Like, why am I paying all this money for just online? So I could see students not going back in the fall and waiting until the spring when things are even more like in order. But some universities might have it where they give students the option online or face-to-face. So it'll be okay.
Yep.
Kid Channel. Thank you for the super chat.
Super chat.
We got some Gentleman Jack today.
That's usually what he has. I seriously plan to watch the hours I missed yesterday on my next flight. God bless and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. So YouTube only, one of our fans on here was telling us that YouTube only records 12 hours, and it's true. They only recorded the first 12 hours, so those last 3 hours and 43 minutes.
The Kid Channel was on at the end.
I know, so Kid Channel.
You're going to get it all. That's very exciting. So,
I have a 2X.
Should we wait for fall to go to Rome? Jeffrey got a travel voucher from British Airways for a trip to Rome next month. Should we wait for fall to? You're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to wait.
We don't think they're gonna be open for quite a while. But just keep your eyes peeled and watch Italian news and see what's going on. All right.
So we scroll back up and then try to get some more. So which one do we do?
Jacinta, hello. We're trying to. Brianna, we are trying to plan a Europe trip. We went to Norway a year ago and loved it. We're thinking Copenhagen Berlin, Belgium, Amsterdam in 10 days. Thoughts? I think you can do those in 10 days, but you're gonna feel pretty dang rushed because of you're gonna be able to take trains through all those, so that makes it a little bit more doable if you're not flying. But that's a lot.
I'd almost think you might be better off if you're gonna have to pick one or the other between. Not that I'm saying Copenhagen and Berlin don't go up as high, but with 10 days. With Amsterdam, probably got a couple of days in Amsterdam and a travel day, and then a few days in Belgium. So you're at like 6 days there, and then you go to Berlin or Copenhagen for 2 days. You're at 8, and then getting to Copenhagen is it's not super simple from Berlin or getting there unless you're flying. So you might look at going up to Hamburg and then taking a train from Hamburg up, because there's a train to go. At least there used to be a train that goes to Hamburg to Copenhagen. I took that with my students. It was an easy ride, but it's just that the time constraints with your stuff.
Yep. Patty Picasso says hairdressers and barbers will be the new millionaires after all this goes away. Yes, if they can make it through this.
Yeah.
I know we're all getting a little shaggy, aren't we? Well,
no, I'm not.
But I'm your barber. I've been cutting
shaggy.
Mark's hair for years.
Don't let people know. You'll get a fine.
But I'm your wife.
I don't have the rules. Well, you don't have a license for it. Becky's all about North Carolina barbecue. Hey, John Anderson, good to see you. Catherine Fertile, nice to see you. James Land, all kinds of good people here. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Becky.
We're getting through. Alex Mays asks, have you guys been to Transylvania? I have, and I actually think Transylvania is the best part of Romania to go to. Though some Romanian people are like, you need to go other places. I'm like, I have been, and Transylvania is actually quite nice. And
It's
now
just your thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and they have also had like with the tourism money coming in, they've developed it more, so that's nice.
If Becky says North Carolina barbecue, you got to go with Becky. Hey, James Land, go up just a second. What did he say? We are good. James says, how are y'all? Missed last week, but glad to be back today. We are glad to have you back, and I hope you are doing well too.
I hope you're all doing well.
Every
I know
one of you.
It's been a week.
If you read my last vlog Sunday night, I was about ready to I do bad things. I was like over it with my family on.
Yeah, I was like,
Sunday
should
night.
I sleep in another room?
I blew a gasket.
Luckily, I had a lot of work to do that night, so to get ready for yesterday. So I was like, I didn't go to bed till about 2 anyway. So
Yep. Jake Krause, know anyone in Turkey able to get out? My sister is stuck over there right now and trying to get to Nebraska and having a mental breakdown. Oh God. So
Jake, she needs to go to contact the State Department, because occasionally they are doing like repatriation flights. Now they're not cheap. Like I saw one, I don't know if it was for Ghana. I know that's not a different place, but like it was like they're like, look, it's $3,500. Even if you don't have the money, you're gonna send a promissory note that you'll pay us back. And they're getting people out of all kinds of different places. So
they are repatronizing people. If
whatever.
Repat instead of expat.
Yeah, so there is that.
Yes,
but
definitely contact the State Department. She needs to start looking through that. We know we've had several people on here on these live chats tell us, my husband's in Germany and I'm in the States and we can't get back to each other, and he has to be there and she wants to go there, and Germany's just not letting anyone in. So they're just stuck.
Unless you're a citizen.
Yeah.
So we'll go for a happier thing here. Ryan Johnson, I'm a college student that's going to study abroad next spring. Cool. Good thing it's spring, because I'm worried about fall study abroad right now. Should I study abroad somewhere in Asia or Europe? It depends what you're studying and what do you want to get out of study abroad. Because if you want to learn a language or a culture or something like that, or you just want to do like your business classes or your art classes or whatever, I would go to the place that really calls you the most. I've studied in a lot of different places. Like when I studied in Argentina, I didn't want to go to Buenos Aires because I know when you go to a big city, you don't learn the language. I want to go to another city. But unfortunately, no one else wanted to go there, so they canceled the program, and I ended up in Buenos Aires. But I made a point to just hang out with locals, so it helped my Spanish. But then I have other students that are going to go. They go to Sydney. It's just about partying. I was actually on an online meeting today with a guy who's like, yeah, we have this Italian study abroad program, and people just go to party for the whole semester, so they don't learn anything. I'm like, hey, that's what students want to do. So it really depends what you want to do and what your options are.
I also want to say, if you've been to one or the other and one you just enjoy, take that into consideration. Or if you want to experience something very new, that's the other thing, right?
Yep. Jake Krause.
Thank you for the
Thank
super
you very
chat.
much for the super chat. Have you been to the Turkey coast before? My sister's stuck there with a crazy hubby and now pregnant and breaking down. Easy to get around there.
This is the one we just answered, but not in that. We saw it again.
Yeah, no, she, like you said, she's got to get in contact with the State Department to get her out. Because it's tough.
Hey,
time.
Miranda Burgos.
Hey,
that
Miranda.
was Liam. Caleb's up in his room because that's what 13-year-olds do, right? You know all about that. So it's nice to see you, dear.
Yep.
Hello in Michigan.
So Connor Gardner asked, Nashville or Atlanta? I would say Atlanta. Nashville, if you want it. If you don't want to be focused, they're totally different cities. But if you want to be focusing just on one street and some stuff around there, then it's Nashville. But you want to have more options and things like that, I would do. I would definitely do Atlanta. I mean, I like Nashville, but I like Atlanta better. Especially the food's better. I mean, Nashville's got good food. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Nashville's food, but
Nashville's got awesome food.
Yeah, but Atlanta's
too. But Atlanta's got more diversity in all of those things. Hello, Darian from Germany Travel Personal
Guy. What's up, buddy? Hey, Gallivanting gals. Denza. Well, I don't know. The boys want to go back to Rwanda as soon as possible, so we will get back.
Becky says, "Stop in." You say that word.
Travemünde, it's in the north. I've actually been there.
For a nice Baltic beach stop between Berlin and Denmark. We stayed there for a night on our way to Jutland. Did I say that correctly? I know Becky is. She has the words that I don't have to say. So, Liam, Miranda says hi, and we can help me remember to tell your brother that in a little bit too. Okay?
No, she said to tell him hi, Liam.
Well, she said him, so I...
But Miranda's a very nice person, so she would obviously be saying hi to everybody.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Steve and Sarah Caldwell.
Guess what, Liam? Anti-Princess Sarah's on, and Stove. It's nice to see you guys. I know you're having a drink with me. I love it.
Oh.
Cheers, I miss you.
Cheers, guys. It's a lot harder doing this when you don't have a voice.
All right. Darwin, we're doing well. I hope you are also. Jean asks, sorry, who watches your dog when you're gone so much? So we often, especially for long trips, we often have house sitters that come and live at our house and take care of the dog that way. And that happens a lot. If we're just gone for like a really short time, he'll go to daycare. He knows that word, Daycare. Okay. Did we get that?
Dale Creasy, thank you again for another super chat, my friend. I heard somewhere that to travel to most countries, the virus vaccine is a must or carry a certificate. Thoughts? So if you ever had the yellow packet, the yellow vaccine things, when you have to go certain places, like we needed it, we went to Rwanda and Tanzania because how we flew in. I've had it in Brazil when I went to parts that had yellow fever. You might just have to have that to prove you have it. Now, there's all the conspiracy theories, and I'm not going to go into that, but there are countries already that require certain vaccines. So it could be that, but there's nothing set in stone right now. So no one really knows.
Mr. Blonde, my dad's an NHS doctor, and the hospitals have been giving them Easter eggs every day for Easter. Lots of chocolate for me as well. That's cool. Like just those small things for the people who are out there on the front lines. And thank your dad for us, because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, we're like...
I gotta go back down. We had so many.
Man, there's a lot here.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. Yep. Claradia. Are there any good? Oh, you need to read them.
Well, you just keep doing. Hey, guess what? Shut up, Mark. Are there any good rules of thumb to follow to balance 1, going to as many cities as possible in a trip, and 2, spending enough time in each city? Well, my first thing is pick cities and get a base and do day trips. So you can go to, like, if you stay or I'm trying to think of a good, like Berlin, and go to the Harts Mountains and see some tiny little beautiful.
That's not really a day trip.
That's not really a day trip. That's
Munich would be a good example. Going to Regensburg, Nuremberg,
good.
Salzburg, Oberammergau, stuff like that. Those are ones to do. And then that's why you can get a lot of towns that only are worthy with like a day trip, and you can kind of get that taken care of, and you don't have to repack and stuff like that. Usually, if you want to get a lot of cities, because what happens is if you're traveling too much, you're spending all your time on a train, and if you got a 10-day vacation and 5 days in an airport or on a train, is it really a vacation? That's what you really have to kind of think about and debate. And that's one thing we do. But I usually said to really get the city, you need at least 2 days to start understanding it, because 2 dinners, 2 lunches, and then 2 full days to see the sights. You usually come in a day before and leave the next morning. You could do that if you're doing it quick, and then you can actually feel like you saw it versus, we just passed through. Now, for some people, like this is where like cruises and tours are good, because they just give you a taste of the places, because it's like boom, 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 and you're like, okay, where am I going to go back to? So you can kind of think of it that way. Like I recommend this for my college students to go do their like backpacking in Europe after they graduate. I'm like, you know what? Go see a bunch of places, and when you go back in 5 years, when you're going with people, then you have places you want to go back to. So you've kind of tasted a little bit. Like, hey, this one I want to spend more time with.
Hang on. Babs, Mark's voice is hoarse because he taught his entire Principles of Marketing class yesterday online, live, and so it was 15 hours and 43 minutes, and he did it to raise money for an the Dean's Emergency Fund for students at the university and where he works. So they raised $1,500, which was incredible. Actually, they raised more than that. We don't have a final count because people were still giving today. So that's why he is hoarse, but he is doing okay. All right. Oh, shoot, that was a big jump. For Mark, it's shut up, and for Jocelyn, it's shut the front door. I do say that actually quite a bit. Marissa Jimenez. I plan driving by the coast from North Carolina to Maine, end of the year, hopefully. Best beaches or food spots you've been and recommend? Oh my gosh. So we have done that drive a couple of times, actually from much further south to much further north. You know what? Beaches. Topsail Beach. It's spelled like topsail, but it's Topsail. I know my friend Sarah, who is on here, she loves Topsail. It's like one of her favorite places. Mark really loves the Outer Banks. I'm not an Outer Banks girl. I don't know why. It's just it doesn't hit me the way it does other people. But lots of cool stuff. As far as food, you know what? Especially when you get further up north, lobster rolls at these like little food trucks and things are really excellent. Mark, what's that place in Mystic that we eat at all the time? Oh, Dad, he can't hear me. Liam, what's the name of the place we eat at in Mystic all the time? I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. Mark. Oh, Ford's. That's it. I don't know how I could forget that. That's one of my favorite places up in that area. Mystic is it's a cute little town, and actually like there's a bunch of small towns right around that area that are lovely. So check that out. Lori says, I always give myself a free evening and day in each city to enjoy the locals. We do that a lot too. We're also blessed that we are able to do that because we travel so much. But those days that we spend just hanging out in Parc Monceau in Paris are some of my favorite days, or the days we just get a baguette and a bottle of wine and some juice for the kids, and we have a hunk of cheese and we sit. There's a little play area near one of the feet of the Eiffel Tower, and those are some of my favorite memories of Paris, or just any town. We just hang out, so that's the thing. Oh, Colin McInnes, I missed you. Hi, how are you? It is 3:30, and I'm glad to see you. And good night, and tell your wife good night too. So we'll see you later. Katrina says, I'm from Inverness, and I was so happy to see that you guys went there. I lived in Poland for a while and loved it. Do you have any thoughts about Poland or Scotland? I'd be so happy to hear.
Scotland's wonderful.
Love Scotland. Mark has ancestry there, and he and his mom went to Shetland this year and saw some stuff, and like your great Grumpity Grump taught at a university there, right? King's College, or he was a minister.
He was the principal, so he was the equivalent of the president there like 200 years ago.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I have not spent a lot of time in Poland, so I'm gonna kind of give that part to Mark because I haven't. Poland, thoughts, love.
So the places I love in Poland, I love Gdansk and Krakow. Warsaw, when people go through, I mean, if you only had like 5 days, I'd put 2 in Gdansk and 2 in Krakow, then 1 day in Warsaw. Because Warsaw really got wiped out during the war. And everything you see has been rebuilt, but you see the pride they had in rebuilding it. So that would be my thing there. You're going to have a lot more outdoorsy stuff and rural stuff when you're in Poland. So.
Patty Picasso is saying, at Emma, Galway, City, County, Dublin sucks, LOL. So we kind of agree. Dublin's a cool city, don't get me wrong, but there's so much to see in Ireland and Northern Ireland other than cities. There's, the smaller towns are just really incredible, and driving it, in our opinion, is the way to see Ireland. Rent a car and just get lost. It's awesome. And
this weekend we'll have another. Jocelyn has a driving advice in the UK video, and then I have a driving advice in the UK video coming out this weekend. So
yeah, so we'll be mentioning that. Daniel, I just had to cancel 2 summer trips to Europe. Where should I consider going this fall over Thanksgiving or over Christmas, assuming it's safe? I'm going to assume that you're in the U.S. And you want to stay like in the U.S. maybe like area.
Oh, I thought he wanted to go back to Europe. We couldn't go in the summer.
Oh, going to Europe. Oh, I was reading that differently.
Yeah, I always say if it's before Christmas, going to places like Germany and Austria. For the Christmas markets, even if you don't celebrate, it's still a wonderful time to go. Yep. I really recommend that. The thing is like the smaller towns, the 23rd of December, that's like, because the 24th, the stuff closes, 24th, 26th, everything's closed the first second day of Christmas. And then after that, a lot of places, there's no Christmas markets. There's no nothing after the 23rd. Now, some of the bigger tourist cities, they'll still have some stuff, but there is that. If you're going in the fall, what's great is you can go anywhere in the fall in Europe if it's open. Because you won't have tourists going there. You won't have as many tourists. You'll have kids back in school, and parents, and all those parents that like us, like we take the kids out of school sometimes. It's gonna be hard to take the kids out of school next fall.
On that, the Christmas markets will start when this year? Can you
They'll
go
start
Thanksgiving break or no?
The weekend after Thanksgiving they should open because that's the first Sunday of Advent, and they usually open the first weekend of Advent.
Right. Jerry Seinfeld, hey, nice to see you.
We had Wendy Williams on last night.
I don't know who that is.
She's a talk show person.
Oh, I didn't.
She's nice.
Oh, yes, I know who that is.
Yeah.
I just didn't think about it. After traveling so much, do you ever feel jaded? Like you do so much and see so much, things don't excite you for a while and you need to take a break and recharge? No. We're taking a break now, though.
Yeah.
So when we get out there, we're
ready to go.
We're probably going to be absolutely crazy when we're going to be like novice travelers again, and it'll be like we've never seen this happen before.
EJ Slim, I'm sorry we missed your super chat. It did not tell us about this. Yes, we have been to Versailles. I've been there a number of times. Jocelyn, the first time she went, they had the balloon things, and she was not happy.
It was coons, with the it's not that I wasn't happy. I just didn't get to have the Versailles. My background is in architectural history and preservation, so I was just really wanting to see the building and devour that, and I kind of got stuck looking at Joseph Koons, right?
Yeah.
Koonts, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. The balloon dog,
balloon dog made out of blown,
and then like
glass.
the one of Michael Jackson with his monkey. That sounds terrible.
You'll see it.
You know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
just imagine a 20-foot tall balloon dog, and that's the middle of the Versailles. But no, Versailles is really nice. I do recommend people going there.
it's exceptional, and the details. So being a building person, I kind of like nerd out on certain things. And I remember standing in a doorway waiting for people to move on, and I was just checking out everything. And the hinges on the doors were so intricately carved. I mean, it was just, and to know what it took to make things like that, it was just absolutely incredible. Michael Mon, yes. Doesn't everyone love Park Monceau? Is there anything?
Once they go there.
I mean, it's such a beautiful place. I love it.
So on our Sigurd said, I'm hoping to visit my girlfriend in Korea this summer. I'm flying from Iceland with a stop from Paris then to Korea. I booked it through my travel agency. What do you think the odds are? Late July.
The thing is, Korea has done a bang up job handling things.
But it's coming back.
But
they've already had a big outbreak again. So.
But like, okay, so outbreaks, but like they may also not let people in.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, if I was a betting person, I'd say it's 50-50, maybe 40-60. Yeah, mostly no. It's gonna be tough, but like you're traveling, should be able to help you with that.
Liz from Means to Travel, what are your favorite cheeses to eat in Paris? Well, dear, do you have to choose? I mean, is there anything you've eaten that you didn't like? I cannot think of a one that I didn't love. I don't even know what I'm buying half the time. I'm just like, I'll pick that one and that one and that one. And I just, yes. All
so
right.
I want to say, Oscar 1403, I'm sorry to hear about your dog passing away today, buddy.
Oh.
That is very sad. We know how hard that is. And
Pura vida.
We actually, our Quantum, our old dog, we actually still have over there. We had him cremated, so we actually have him.
Yeah, I had Q cremated.
So we know how it is. So I'm glad we can help clear your mind, my friend, and hope everything's going okay in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Joseph Simmons, loving the t-shirts. Nice.
Thank you. Is that one of yours?
We worked together on that one, yeah.
I did not get one yet, but definitely making a list. Mark, salt with lemon and warm water is good for your throat. Yes. Warm salt water gargling is good. So, in case
you're saying whiskey doesn't work.
Dead.
Yeah.
Whiskey will deaden the pain, though, right?
Of my team.
These T-shirts, has it been a minute since we explained this?
Explain to them again.
Okay, so we have created this initiative with our partners at Campus Inc. and who will be doing supplying and stuff called Pause for the World. And these T-shirts will be available along with all sorts of other things. There's a couple different logos. There's joggers and hoodies and like just a bevy of things. But basically what happens is you go to pausefortheworld.com, and if you are a business owner or a church, a club, any kind of organization, and you're feeling the strain from the quarantine and economic things are hitting you hard, you can sign up. We will verify that you're an actual real business or a real organization of some sort. And you will be sent a link in a little welcome packet. And that you'll have a link and also a referral code. So you hand those out to people. And you tag everything with hashtag Pause for the World and just put it out.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have
to do it that way, but but it spreads it more. So the more people start using it, the better. So you put all that out there, and every time someone makes a purchase from that site, from your referral code or your link, you get $10. Every Monday, it will be paid out via PayPal. When you sign up, it takes like 10 seconds. It's no big deal. And then you get verified.
It takes longer than 10 seconds.
No, it really doesn't. The first part, the autofill, was less than 10 seconds.
And you do need to fill out a W-9.
But that happens after you get verified.
Yeah.
Then you'll have your own dashboard. So you kind of have your own page to look and see. You get to see who's supporting you. It's a really cool thing. But
and if you don't, and the thing is, if you do not have an organization would do, if you buy it from our link, we actually giving $10 to Meals on Wheels. Each shirt we sell, each pair of pants, it's $10 to them. So our sales go to Meals on Wheels to help out people that need food. So
all right.
Medoucha. just reading or hearing people talk so nonchalantly about speeding through Germany and thinking they saw everything is hurting very much. I agree. That's why I say it's like anywhere. It's like you can't. Like that's why it's like, look, if you're gonna do your city thing, go, but don't think you've seen it. There's so much difference because
it takes time to digest a place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ron's Beer Reviews and Tools.
Oh, hey.
Oh, shoot. You were saying goodnight, and I bet that was a few minutes ago. So I hope that you get to hear us say goodnight. Have a good one. What do you miss most about traveling?
I miss meeting people. Yeah, talking to people, meeting random people, having a drink with them.
Yeah, we just, that's...
It's like
I love my family.
We'll sit down and chat, and the kids will go play a game or something like that, or they'll talk to each other, play cards.
Play with other kids.
Yeah, play with other kids, and we'll like talk to people next to us, or the bartender, or things like that. So.
Yeah. Sigrid, I'm sure I'm butchering your name. I apologize. I loved all your travel videos. Your boys are so awesome. The last video of your boys tasting and giving reviews were awesome. You know what's funny? We actually have some candy from Scotland that the kids haven't tried. So we need to do one of those, like just stick them in the living room and say, here you go, try this.
And one of our friends from Australia is sending us a bunch of stuff from Australia for the boys to try. Because he was like, that looked fun. So can I resend some stuff? So my buddy Peter's doing that. Which one?
That you need to zip down.
Oh, why? He's getting that.
Okay.
Oh. Ah! Jumping.
Big jumps.
Big jumps.
Wow, we're way behind.
We're way. I just can't get there. Okay, Eddie Zufeld, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thank you.
Best getting lost story. Okay, so I was in Guadalajara, Mexico, and I had met some ladies. Like, I was in high school, so it wasn't like that. Like, I was, because my dad was there for
thank you,
for
Elliot.
a conference. Thank you, Elliot. Thanks, man. You rock too. And so I was there with my dad for a work conference, and so I spoke Spanish, so I was helping out during the day, and then I got to go in the afternoon. I went into town, and I met some people, and one girl, her dad was American, her mom was Mexican, and then she's like, oh, you want to talk? And so we chatted, and then met some of my friends, like, oh, you want to go out with us? Because we're all like high school age, and they're like, I'm like, sure. So we actually went out with them for a couple nights in Guadalajara, and one of the nights we went out, my mom probably doesn't want to hear this, so we went
Kathy,
out.
shut your ears.
So, because my mom doesn't know about this, we went out, and where we ended up going, I was really skinny at the time, had really long blonde hair, and so like guys were like following us, so we were like riding the back of pickup trucks to like get away from people, and we actually stopped this one place, these people dropped us off, and we were hiding behind a wedding couple while they were taking their pictures, because these people were like harassing us and stuff, and so we like took off, and we got to this one part, and they're like, look, if we run, just run. If someone grabs us, just keep running. I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, and then a taxi pulls up, like, you guys can't be here, and like okay, and so they got us out of there. It was interesting experience.
Okay,
but good people.
Alex says, what was the spookiest place you've traveled to? The spookiest place ever for me is in Savannah, Georgia. I was a manager at the Pirates House restaurant right out of college, and the Pirates House is part of it is the oldest building in the state of Georgia, and the reason it's called the Pirates House is because there's always been a bar there of some sort, and people used to get drunk. And there are tunnels under the Pirates House that go out to the river, and they shanghaied people. And we have actual historical documentation of this because a Savannah policeman sometime in the 1700s, maybe early 1800s, anyway, was shanghaied. He woke up the next day on a ship in the middle of the Atlantic. So it actually did really happen, but that place it's just spooky. It frightens me. That's all there is to that. There were times when I would have to turn off all the lights at night, and it's a really big restaurant, and it's kind of got like a rabbit's warren, like it's just all over the place, and I had to switch off like 65 switches. And there were places in that building I would just run, and I'd like arch my back because I just felt like someone was trying to grab me. Like I can't.
And the thing is she would, when we first started dating, she told me the story, and you could see how scared she still was about it. And it was probably 3 years after she had worked there. So,
yeah.
Kind of interesting. I want to say a shout out to a bunch of wonderful people in here. Becky's taking off. Good, thanks,
Bye,
Becky.
Thanks
Shakes.
for coming.
Good to see you, Shakes, up on here.
Nice to see you.
Trophiest 1971. thank you so much for the kind words. Good to see you up on here. Wolfpacks from Galway, awesome place, awesome town to go to if you ever get a chance. Just get your car and drive
where have
over.
you had the most mind-blowing pizza? Oh, okay. So my favorite pizza I've ever eaten. Back alley, somewhere in Rome, near what villa was that?
Villa Borghese.
It was Villa Borghese? Yeah, it is. Okay. So in the don't make faces behind my back.
I was stretching my tongue.
Yeah, I was just stretching my tongue. So anyway, they have the pizza by the size. It's not by the slice. It's just pizza by the size.
And then they weigh it.
Yeah. So you say how much you want. Anyway, it was like white pizza, and it had caramelized onions, poached pears, and gorgonzola cheese, and it
was good.
So good. I actually tried to recreate it.
We had it for our wedding. Remember, we have that as a snack. Oh, they have the pear tarts. No. We used to make that when we were in Portugal
for church.
We take it to church as a snack, and the Portuguese loved it. Well, the Scottish.
Well, and the Scots, because we went to Scottish church, and man, they were fun. So after every service, we would go in the basement. You signed up every week, and there was like a huge spread, and there was always piles of wine.
Oh my! Everybody, because I know the thing is, like, I think we took down the average age by like 30 years of the entire thing, because everybody was like in their 80s.
And then we had Liam.
And
he had 400 grandmothers, like that.
And everyone was like, "You need more wine." So like, we just take it all. It was pretty funny. It was a good time. And what was okay?
That was mind-blowing pizza.
Yeah, mine. I think the first time I had pizza in Bologna, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good." When I was in Italy, but I think the one that got me, and I talk about this a lot, was the first time I had bacon, lettuce, tomato pizza with mayonnaise on top. Our neighbors had it for like 2 years, and they always were like, "Hell no, I'm not getting anywhere near that." And I was working, so I came in late, and that was the only pizza that was left. I'm like, I'm starving. I'm like, it's pizza. It can't be that bad. And I had it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually pretty good. And so then I started ordering. I was like, it was just mind blowing because I wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, there's been some really good pizza around the world. Really bad pizza around the world too.
I want to really quick give a shout out to Mark and Terry Finley for being on here tonight.
Thank you.
Mark's uncle had passed away, and they played social distanced in a quartet for his uncle's funeral. And I think that him showing up here and moderating for us tonight is cheers to you and Terry.
Cheers, buddy, and your uncle.
And
There's
your
memory
uncle.
Be eternal.
Yes, memory eternal. And to your aunt, I know that she's going to be having a hard time. But thank you for being part of our clan. I appreciate it.
You're awesome, guys. So, Turin, what are the main differences between German, French, and British cities? Are you interested in Turkey? Yes, we were going to be going to Turkey this summer, but that's been canceled because they just canceled our tickets. I would say the differences between them, German cities are cleaner and more like...
They're by the book.
By the book. French cities have more of a...
Je ne sais quoi?
Like there's more. I don't know. It's the architecture. You just feel like it's a fancier place. Britain, when I go there, I feel like I'm a cross between the U.S. in the 1950s sometimes, and then in Shakespeare's land. But then sometimes I feel like in the future. So they're all extremely different. Like that's why I always tell people, you can get a few countries in when you do travel, you really start to see a huge difference in Europe, and you don't really say, "Oh, I've been to Europe." It's like, no, there's so many different things out there.
Interesting.
We have not, Ted. We have not been to Honduras. Dudley, do right. I'm sorry, we did not see it. Thank you for the super chat. We did not see that.
And he says enough whiskey will completely take the pain away.
Well, let's check.
This is why I have to say, shut up, Mark. Alrighty.
I see Mark had a lot of work right there.
Mark had a lot of work. Thank you, dear.
So yesterday, and shout out to Mark and the other moderators that popped on, like Jocelyn, who was moderating too, because when we went live on the main page of YouTube, we got all kinds of trolls popping in. But apparently, I was doing really good putting them down because we were like respect. We had some trolls that actually stayed. We're like, look, that was pretty good. I'm gonna stay here for a while. So it's like Go Girl Gamer or something like that.
That's funny. Banancos.
Bye, Jennifer Allen.
How are you preparing for Pascha this coming Sunday? So If
We
y'all
got our
don't-
leg lamb.
if y'all don't know, I'm Greek Orthodox, and so we have our Easter is this week. We go. It's usually it's on by the Julian calendar, rather than what's the other one? Gregorian. Those are chants. I don't even know what the. Anyway, we go by the Julian calendar for Pascha, and it's usually the weekend after Passover ends. So anyway, this week I am doing a lot of liturgies online. I'm sitting in and watching liturgies online, which is really great because when my kids ask questions in church, I tend to shush them so we don't, disturb other people. And I'm actually able to sit and answer their questions. So it's interesting. It's very different. It's Holy Week is completely different this year. And I made the boys Easter candles. You can see one right there. So I still made them Easter candles.
Okay, so James Land asks, between England and Switzerland, which is better to live, quality of life, and why? That's really tough to say because it depends on what your quality of life is and where you are. If you have kids, I would say England is better than Switzerland because Switzerland,
they don't like the children.
It's not really super kid friendly. If you're wealthy, you got money, man. Switzerland's gorgeous. So that's kind of how.
Ooh, Johnny's been in the basement of the Biltmore and said that was the spookiest place.
Somebody said Moon River Brewery in Savannah.
Yeah,
Scariest.
Moon River
is scariest service. They suck.
But it is really creepy up there.
I guess that's the thing when you did the tour.
Yeah.
Who chose the name Caleb? The nurse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, Gui, some Italian friends even said the best pizza was in Sao Paulo. No, Gui, no. I'm sorry. I think I put a video with. Sorry. Brazilian pizza is okay, especially the Brigadeiro one. I was thinking of Argentina pizza.
Good
Sorry,
night,
Gui, because Argentina pizza was. Yeah,
I hope it helped.
Just know that there's some people that when you go there, they order the pizza down there because the Italian food's fantastic in Argentina, but the pizza, it's just not the best. Let's see. Frango catupiry. Yeah, that's one of the ones we would have in Brazil. So yeah,
that is.
So there's that.
Thank you all for talking to Mark and thank you all for being
awesome people.
A tribe. Der Geldenschlammer. I don't know what your question was. I'm sorry we didn't see it. Do you plan to visit? Stop. Move. Hang on.
No, Brian, I do not have a voice anymore.
Do you plan to visit Antarctica? Yes, we do, but we can't do that until Liam is older. There are some age restrictions on a lot of the tours that go there. So we're just wait a little bit.
So I found Geldscheinsammler.
Oh,
she's a coin collector. What was the most magical moment in your life? Meeting Jocelyn. Having children. Meeting my mom for the first time.
You don't remember that?
It was magical because I was there. Her life changed
magical
for the
for
better
her.
for her. In terms of travel, I think every time's been really kind of had its own little thing.
There's always a moment in every trip that just is amazing. Rwanda, I had high expectations for Rwanda and they blew those away. The people were incredible. Greece, the first time I went to Greece because I'm Greek, bawled my eyes out. There are a lot of places that touch you for one reason or another, and usually it's usually the people that do that. Yeah.
So Hunter Hans, a good man.
Hey.
How do you guys plan your trip? Do you make them thoroughly? How much freedom do you add to it? So we have a rough idea. Like sometimes we do our really long ones. It's like we book the last hotel, first hotel, and have a rough idea.
Rough idea as in we want to go here, but if the mood suits, we might go there.
Like Paris is here and Rome is here, so we'll get there eventually. Like I remember one time we were like, because we were in Vicenza and one of our friends was getting married. Like 3 weeks later, and we still had more of a trip left. They're like, "Hey, we love you. You can come to the wedding." We're like, "Oh." Because we were supposed to go to the south of France. Like, sure, why not? So we'd go to Croatia instead and then come back for the wedding.
We do stupid things.
James Townsend, thank you so much for loving our channel. I appreciate it. And I have the notes from a small island right over there.
Oh, yep, he does. Reggie and her man, it's nice to
Reggie
see
and her
you. Mark, sounds like you're losing your voice. Gonna have to learn ASL to teach students online. I can fingerspell. I know. That means I know.
That's right.
I know a few things. Because, hello guys, love your channel. I'm planning to travel to the Middle East next year. Never been there before. Can you give me some recommendations? We haven't really been there, so we can't give you recommendations. I would love to say that. So this summer was going to be, so we had stuff in Europe that we had to do, and people we had to see, and weddings to be at, and all sorts of stuff. But we were going to go to Turkey, Ethiopia, Israel, and possibly Qatar. It was kind of a weird, crazy thing, but we had extra days, and we wanted to just have a little bit of time. And so, I'm sorry.
Mr. Means to Travel, Mr. Derek. See, he was very nice. He took his wife's name because he's Mr. Means to Travel and she's Means to Travel. So, good man. I bought a bottle of your wine you were drinking the other day just to have it so I can drink with you on yours tomorrow night. What are your favorite things to do, eat, and see in Tucson, Arizona? So, eat is Sorenor and hot dog. Period in the story. The Desert Museum in Tucson is definitely one of the coolest places to go see.
But you act like you live there.
Well, my wife did.
So here's something. Okay, so the Desert Museum, or as I have a hard time saying it that way because when I was little, I called it the Desert Mueum, and it's always my family still calls it the Desert Mueum. I know, right? But so the Desert Museum is incredible. Love it. The DeGrazia Museum is really cool. DeGrazia is a really interesting artist, and the museum's really good. It's done well. And then Old Tucson is where, and I haven't been there in like a decade. But that's where a lot of old Westerns were shot, and still to this day, at least last time we were there were a lot of really interesting movies. Anything set in like an old town, whether it be Western or whatever, but frontier towns are often shot at Old Tucson, and it's a really cool place. Yeah.
So Mr. Blonde says it'd be cool if one day you live stream to one of the islands of Tuvalu. Yes, it would. That would be awesome. I would totally love for our next live stream to be from there. But won't be, but one day we'll be. We'll say this is
for Mr. Blonde.
So, excuse me, Zach's channel.
Do you want me to read them and you can answer things and I'll just read? You tell me what you want and I'll just do that. Zach's channel. 1, what's the secret to being the literally most positive, funny, and cheerful person on earth? Well, which one of us is that, Zach? Because there's apparently only one. And 2, have you read The Wealth of Nations? And if so, do you recommend?
I'll start with number 2. I read part of it about 20 years ago. And honestly, just do the Cliff Notes to get the main thing of it. It'll give you the best idea. That's because with Wealth of Nations, any business book can be boiled down at about a 20 slide set. Just do that version of it. You get the main points out of it. That's one reason why I really haven't done a lot of, I have books for my classes, but I haven't read anything else because it's kind of like, it's so much fluff in them. It just drives me crazy. That one didn't have too much fluff. The Wealth of Nations is actually an important book, but I would just do the highlights of it. But in terms of being positive, I think what's important is you have to have the right attitude. You just have to have look, tomorrow's another day. Yeah, bad stuff happens every day. Let's look to the future, stay positive. We can help people. People can help each other out. Look at the best in people. And yes, sometimes you get disappointed. Some days things don't work out, but you know what? Tomorrow's another day. We're going to get through it, and you stay positive.
You know what? On that note, I may not be the most positive, happy person. I may be the second most. But I think it's a choice. You know what? Life sucks often, but you just
I actually do that in a class of mine. When I finish the semester, I give the students and say, look, life's a bitch sometimes. Bad things happen, divorce, cancer, people die. But you know what? No one's going to be there. You got to pull yourself up, because then I follow. The next thing is being happy is the best thing ever. So do what makes you happy with your life, because there's only one person you have to look in the mirror every day, and that's yourself. And if you're happy with yourself, you'll be happy with everything. So just go from there. And so that's kind of one of those things I think. No.
Does anyone want to say it with me? Shut up, Mark. I was totally talking. And you just totally stole it.
Thank you for keeping me proper, Jocelyn. Thanks, Kev.
Also, you have to take annoyances and just laugh about them because he does it to me. I do it to him. I call him out on it more than he calls me out on it, I think.
You do nothing wrong, ever.
Oh, that's right.
Ever. So,
or you just lie to yourself a lot.
So one person has
Tyler
wants to know what's about this 15-hour live stream.
Okay, so the 15-hour live stream is Mark did 15-hour lecture. He taught his entire principles of marketing class. He did. It wasn't basic. He taught
they go to the community.
Shut up, Mark!
Think about it.
There's a thing on our community page on waltersworld.com, and you can see that. But Mark taught an entire semester course in 15 hours and 43 minutes yesterday to raise funds for the Dean's Emergency Fund for students at his university. And they raised over $1,500. So that's why he can't talk, although he seems to be doing a lot of talking anyway. Ryan Ward. Do I know you? Or is that just... Ryan Ward. Like from Quincy. Anyway, hi guys. When can we expect to see passports? I have a trip booked in late July pending Corona and just sent my information in for passport renewal. Am I in trouble? I think you are. So from what... Yeah, right. So from what we have read, you need to go to the State Department's website and read, and that's where you'll get the most. It's www.state.gov. But check there and see. But basically, unless you need to have it, like life or death, they're not issuing passports right now. So you need to look at that. Kevin Campbell. Thank you, wife, for keeping your man proper. You know, that's why I'm here. It's what I do. All right.
I've already answered Kev.
Oh, you did? I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
I know. That's why Kev and I are tight.
Oh, yeah? All right. Now we're way late again. Hi, Pam. Oh, dag nabbit. It jumped.
Stop. Move. Shut up, Mark. Shut up, Mark.
And then he says, stop, move, but he doesn't know what I was looking at.
Oh, look at that. Eddie Zufeld, and you didn't go down and tell him thank you. Mama's RV Fund.
Oh, you're sweet. You know what?
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie. So, a lot of you probably don't know that this is a fight between me and Mark. I want to go on an RV trip. I did it as a kid, and I absolutely loved it. It was like one of the best trips of my life, and I've taken a lot of trips. So
obviously, I got to up my game.
Well, it was a great experience. I was talking with Gallivanting Gals, and you guys can check them out on YouTube too. But the gals gave me a bunch of great information the other day about like possibly renting one or something. But I did it as a kid. I loved it. So thank you so much for that. Pam, I saw that you spoke and then I went to touch it and it ran off because that's what happens on this all the time.
You're fine. You look for that. Robin Q, have you ever been to Galicia in Spain? I have. I actually, when I would have friends visit me in Portugal, we'd actually go up. I love Santiago. I love doing that. Vigo, not really is worth it. And La Coruña is actually not bad. But the pimientos de Pedron are really nice. The peppers they have up there, if you get it in season, it is that. So Troy Mueller, I have a raspy voice because I did a 15-hour, 43-minute live feed yesterday, raising money for the...
Just answered that, dingbat.
Well, there might be more people out there.
Dimitri Calimera. All right. Oh. Pam, your voice definitely sounds fried, but I still can't believe you managed.
Pam Gibbs. So Pam was on.
Gibbs.
Pam. If you watch NCIS, you know what that was. So Pam.
Oh damn! I'm gonna do that every time Pam's on.
MGH 97 and Pam. I think we're on the most.
And Mark
and Terry at the Finleys. Yeah, Pam's a rock star. She was throwing barbs. I mean, we had the we had the the trolls were coming on, and like I'm nailing them, and then like Pam's like bam, and she's getting them, and I'm like, oh, you got served, and Pam's like, I get served ads for Depends and funeral homes, and I'm like, oh, and you just totally burned those trolls. It was awesome.
So
Pam was like on fire. It was awesome. Hey Ben, Travel Man Podcast in Australia. Good to see you.
Hi, Travel Man. Hello, Jimmy UK. Peekaboo to you.
What's up, Jim?
Mr. Means to Travel. Do you guys do sunrises or sunsets on your trips? I find I never regret dragging myself out of bed to see a great sunrise.
I get sunrise because I wake up. It's not because I wake up on purpose. I just wake up.
Often, I just roll over and open up the shades. That's very often how I see the sunrise.
Oh, look. It's reflecting off the air conditioner across the way. Beautiful.
Stop it.
Dude, no one gets up in this family except
I'm
for
a
me.
big fan of lying in bed. I might wake up at 5:30, but I don't get out of bed till 7.
True.
Like, that's what I do. I don't think anyone's eating chips. Oh, Liam was eating chips earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry, Donna. Hang on.
Kathy Walters has the original shut up mark. No, my mom never told me to shut up.
She said it was magical when you went to sleep.
Oh. Burn. Well, actually,
that was great.
Yeah,
it still is, Kath.
Yeah, my poor mother. I didn't sleep as a child, and I would wake up at like 6 in the morning, and I would have my little bowl, and I'd have one egg in my bowl, and I'd be waiting for them to make me one scrambled egg when I was little.
Why don't you just learn how to scramble it your own self?
Because I was like 4.
Didn't you have microwaves? I mean, we don't have a microwave.
I don't think I had microwaves back then.
We do have a microwave.
We do have a microwave
Yeah,
in the garage because I want to allow it in the house. I don't like microwaves. Just go ahead.
Yeah,
Call me
my
all the
friend got it for me
craziness.
for Christmas
Last year.
Yeah, so it now sits on a table in the garage. Francis, good to see you.
Hey.
Laura, good to see you too. What part of England has the best weather?
The South.
South-ish. Family Lifestyle does the best weather even exist. Yeah, it doesn't exist. I looked at look at places like Bath and York were 2 places we kind of considered. Some people like the smaller towns. It kind of depends what you want. But yeah, those are my things.
Michael Mon.
What's up, Christopher Robin?
Michael and I are on the same page. When I visit my daughter in West Palm, we do sunrise over the Atlantic and drive to the Gulf Coast and catch the sunset. So I remember this this guy I was dating. But it wasn't Mark. Sorry, I did date people before.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He doesn't like it when because he always pretends he never dated anyone but me. Anywho, so
one counts compared.
he asked me, he's like sunrise or sunset, and my answer was it depends on the coast. But when you're in the Midwest or inland, either one can be great. I swear we get amazing sunsets in this place, and sometimes the sunrises are just as glorious.
So CJT JFB7 CAZ Taiwan.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
And England. Venus down, bro, because of the coronavirus. How's the situation up there in the U.S.? Greetings to Chicago. People are they go to the store, they're doing this stuff. The social distancing has been doing pretty well, I think, in general in the U.S. I know Vienna, you guys have like this small stores opened up on Monday. I was supposed to teach in Vienna this summer, so I'm kind of sad, but I have I think 18 students from Vienna that will take my online class, so at least we have that.
What was I gonna say on that?
You love me and I'm amazing.
I do love you and you are amazing.
Rock Morales, this is very cool. Can you guys do these live streams more often? So Rock, we actually do another one on Saturday at 9 a.m. Chicago time. So we do 2 weeks. So for April, and if we're getting stuck at home, we'll do it in May too. We're doing every Wednesday night and every Saturday, and then we put out new videos every Wednesday. Like today, we put out what to see in Harlem. It was a little late today because I just couldn't do anything last night when I finished. I'm like, I'm done. So I got the Harlem out today. I've got a tips for driving in the UK and Ireland for I think either Saturday or Sunday. And I got another video out. So we're doing Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday videos, and then the 2 live feeds. And then I have to do that real job, and I have live feeds for my work too. So I'm trying. We're trying to get stuff out there. Bossa Nova, yeah, I used to listen to that.
And Christian's a musician.
Yeah, I know he's got his thing. He was on last night talking about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he was saying like how musicians and creatives usually they don't do a lot of their marketing. They don't realize it's really important to do it.
But those are people who are not getting gigs, etc., and they can do Pause for the World.
Oh yeah, well Christian's not in the U.S. though.
Oh, balls! I'm sorry.
So you find people there that can do it.
However, if you have friends who are musicians and who are suffering economic hardships because that are in the U.S., we can at least help them. They just have to go to pausefortheworld.com and sign up, and it takes very little time. So,
and our friend said we've already had multiple people sign up for their organization. So I'm glad we're getting some people so we can help out.
It's just an easy way to make people money. So I'm really happy about it.
So Pam, remember there was Mary Angela that was from. So she is the head of advancement for the student affairs or whatever. And so I wrote her this morning. I got the email back. She's like, and it was like, she's working from home, so she doesn't get her email all the time. So I haven't get it back. I know we have over 1,500 because we had 1,200, and then I donated some stuff last night, so I know we're over 1,500. And so I'll find out hopefully tomorrow how much it is, and I'll put a video out. Because I wrote them like, could you let us know? But it was awesome. We really got to help out a lot of people, so it's nice because I know we had 2 emergency deans that were on last night. We had the dean of students of the university got on, and then we had students saying, I got a lot of emails from students today saying thank you so much for doing that. And I got a lot of my colleagues I popped on, and then Tiffany White, who's a wonderful professor at the University of Illinois, she was very nice. She sent out an email to all the marketing professors in our area and stuff, and she's like, hey, Mark's doing this, and it's raising for a cause. And so then last night I sent out an email saying, I was like, hey, we went 15 hours and 43 minutes. Really appreciate raising like $1,500 for this. And so some more professors today donated money too. So it was cool. It was cool. Like I'm really glad because I know how it is. Like I have students we've had students that have had really bad situations. Like they need their locks changed right away. And they don't have the money for it. And that's what that fund's for. So it was really nice.
Lori said, like you said, smile until it's real. I used to whistle to keep my spirits up when I was down. You know what? You do what you have to do, and you concentrate on the good stuff. You just you water off a duck's back, right? Just let that go. Whoa.
I know, because it was stuck. So there was a bunch of people that said, good job from last night. Thank you, everybody. I could not have done 15 hours and 43 minutes without Jocelyn, but also without all of you that popped on over there, because there's a lot of names that popped over for a while to say hi, and it was really, really helpful, so thank you about that. How about a hot toddy for a nightcap, medicinal for the throat?
Well, he's going back and forth between, you did just have some water, or you had hot tea, and
I
whiskey.
had 2 hot teas. I have whiskey.
If we had any chamomile tea, I'd make you some kiraki. I mean, that cures everything.
I forgot to pick up the chamomile tea when I went to the store the other day.
Hang on.
Lori Sims, never RV again with my family. It was always motorcycles.
I used to sell motorcycles in a past life.
Sorry.
Heather Green, I am a young lady who doesn't know Turkish and went to plan a 2-week trip to southwest Turkey and Ankara. Can a fixer? It jumped.
So
I'm reading.
So with that, you'll see that there's parts of Turkey that are really just totally developed for like tourists from the UK and Germany to go there. So there is that. You can get a fixer. I would go for a reputable guide kind of system that does that. There's all kinds of things there. There's also some travel agents that actually specialize in just single female tourists going by themselves. So I would look at one of those things. Traveling the world. How bad is the homeless situation in San Diego and San Francisco? I know when I was in San Diego, it wasn't so bad. San Francisco does have a pretty big issue, and when I was in like Seattle, you'd see like camp cities and stuff like that all over on the roads and the underpasses. So yeah, it is a really big thing.
Hang on. Rusty Shackelford says, how do you book your trips? Do you do it online or do you have a travel agent? So
online. We
do it all online ourselves. We don't use travel agents very often, but we don't need them. I mean, because we have this experience. But travel agents are not a bad thing for people who've never done it before. It really can help you figure out, they can help you. We can help you plan, like the stuff you want to do and see, but they can help you find the right hotel for you, stay in the right area of town, book all your transit in between places and stuff. So, and if you haven't traveled much and you don't have the experience that we do, they're a great way to go.
So Kevin Campbell, we will have a Shut Up Mark shirt on our waltersworld.store because I don't think that one will go very well to help out people.
We're not going to do that on Pause for the World.
I will write.
I've already talked to Steven tonight about it.
Oh, Shut Up Mark?
Yeah, we've already been through it. Don't worry, I'm on it. Too many people have
Mr.
said...
Blah, Mark looks like the professor at universities put on the cover of their brochures. I wish I was, but I'm just a teaching professor.
All right. You know what? I want to go to Cornwall. Jimmy UK is saying Cornwall's great, and so is Devon. London's great.
Oh, Devon's great.
So the Lake District is on my to-do list this fall. I have tickets.
If she can, if we go, she's got that.
Me and one of my girlfriends are.
It might just be you.
Yeah. And then Lindsay and I and possibly Lori. It's like all the L's and me.
But you're a W, baby.
Oh, I get it. Whoop, whoop. Cheesy. So we were supposed to go to Paris like right after that, and then I was going to meet you guys in Ireland. It was crazy, like 2 months for me. All right.
Versus these crazy 2 months. Who knows?
Has it been that long? Gallivanting Girls RV road trip. Let's do it. We're on it, girls. I am.
See, Gallivanting Girls, they're hardcore. I'm not hardcore like that.
Maybe you need to ball up.
We'll see. Means to travel. Liz, Mark, do you have a lot of professors in your family? The last professor in my family was 250 years ago. So no. What are you laughing at?
Mr. Blonde, my dad cut my hair and now I look like an egg dipped in black pepper. Bless your heart. That is so stinking funny. And I hope your dad's not a surgeon and he took a scalpel and just had.
Yeah, no kidding.
His dad was a doc.
He's a proctologist. He made him look like an ass. But I'm bummed.
Oh, bless your heart. I'm so sorry.
Pam gives. I was in my jammies the entire day. Troll Busters. That's right. Pam was awesome. That was great. Sorry, you had a question?
No, we got a super chat. I just saw a thing pop up for a second.
Ping pong. Thank you, ping pong.
Ping pong.
Yes, I had ping pong in our basement in my parents' house. They still have it, and we would play beer pong when we were in high school.
And now it just holds boxes.
That's right. But, it's going to get cleaned out. Right, Mom?
Uh-huh.
Because my dad's going to wear those 1970s shirts he can't fit
Am I the ultimate Slytherin? Really?
You
I'm way too happy to be Slytherin.
No, you have Slytherin shirt because you're like, yo.
I do have a Slytherin shirt. No, it's not a Slytherin shirt. It's the Death Eater sign.
Yeah, she's not a Slytherin. She's a Death Eater. Wow, you're just like making it so much better.
Oh goodness, no, but I bought it. I was like, ooh, that just looks like one of my biker shirts.
You know what you were doing.
Perfect.
You knew what you were doing.
Chopper.
We have a library in our house. You knew exactly what you were buying.
I bought that when I was still riding. What? It's like.
Nah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna call you out. So people were asking where a fixer, like a fixer. What I wouldn't use a fixer. I would use what you would call is a travel agent or people that set up. Not necessarily a travel agent, but they actually set up tours and things like that to help you out. So you just have drivers because sometimes we go places we don't know very well. It's like, look, I can do the city, but I don't know how to get between places, and so we use people that help us set up our drivers. So a fixer could help you with that.
Hello, Julia. I'm glad you're here to join us. Yeah, Where? She's with Miranda.
Oh, hey, Julia.
Sweet girl.
We're doing well.
James Land says yes. I didn't mean to scratch you. Look, I have. That's from you last week. You know when you were taking out the trash out to the thing and you went to hug me and you scratched me? I'm going to have a scar from that. Did y'all see it? His fingernail got me and now, see? Anyway. There were a couple here I wanted to do.
Yes,
all right.
James Land. Shut Up Mark will be in big man sizes.
Always in big man sizes. We do that in this family.
And we don't charge extra for big man sizes like some places do.
No, it was for you. Chelsea, I have a career question, Professor. How would one get into supply chain management or analysis? I'm sorry.
Okay, so are you looking at, are you at a bachelor's level? Are you looking to go to school? Are you looking to get in that kind of career? Because if you're looking into college, supply chain is not offered at every school. Usually you'll see it's kind of like operations management. You want to take a lot of operations management courses or process management courses and marketing courses, because that's the two ones that do the best to kind of together. Some people will go for more of a logistics side, because I don't know where you're from, Chelsea, because sometimes, like if you're in Germany, supply chain will be more in like logistics stuff. You're going to go to school there. But like in the US, like pretty much all the supply chain students at our school are double majors, and like over half are like marketing and supply chain, because we do so much together. If you look we have some on our Professor Walter's channel, we have some stuff about supply chain analysis and things like that to give you some ideas. But you can send me a direct message on one of our social media, and I can try to give you some more information.
Nader and Mr. Means to Travel, Nader and Derek are having conversation about turtle things, and I know that you guys were talking about Juneau, but I want to jump in on your conversation and tell you the name of the turtle place that we went to in Minas Gerais. No, it wasn't in Minas.
It was above Bahia.
It was.
My God, it's in one of our Christmas videos.
I have a T-shirt from there.
I went there, got this. So it proves that she was there.
I got the T-shirt. But it was a really great experience for us too. I've been to other turtle things. There's a really great happening down at in Savannah where you can actually volunteer to like stand and help watch the turtles as they go out to the sea.
Yeah, Projeto Tamar, Praia do Forte.
You have to say that so in English.
Praia do Forte.
Yes.
Liam laughs at me,
Tamar. Progetto Tamar. Marco, write it down. There you go. All right. Progetto Tamar. Praia do Forte.
Tamar.
T-A. Tamar. Praia do Forte.
Yeah, we had a good time there.
Okay. Have you been to Fort Worth, Texas? So
no, but when I go, my buddy Mark,
we're gonna
Terry,
go see Finley's
and April, especially April, because April's our biggest fan. You know,
yeah,
she's a funny.
I wish she was on here. You should see her rip on her parents. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great. They all get on and do that. But yeah, we'll go down and hang out with them. Eat some BBQ, and then Mark and I are gonna go find some kind. I'm gonna find a way that we're gonna rent a Gremlin for the day, and then pay for the entire high insurance because that car's not gonna make it. Mark Finley's he's not fat like I am. He's just a big guy. He's like
6'8".
6'8". So.
All right, Hufflepuff. Hey, Catherine.
Hey, Ted Goodman in DC. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for doing it. If you're ever in DC, I'll give you a personal tour of the Capitol building. Thanks, man. That is awesome of you. I appreciate that. Muhammad Abab Dan, do you have plans to visit Saudi Arabia? We'll go pretty much everywhere, my friend. If it's not North Korea or a war zone, we will be there eventually. It just takes time to get to places.
Eduardo Figueiredo.
Oh, Eduardo. Where's Eduardo?
Eduardo Figueiredo. Our neighbor's last name is Figueiredo. Hello, I'm Portuguese living in Scotland. Been watching the channel for a while. I know you lived in Portugal for some time. How was it? Cheers.
I loved it.
It was great.
I was there for 5 years. They were there for 2 years. Liam was born there.
Liam is Portuguese.
And it's always been, like when you know when like times are tough and you're like, well, I don't know if I'll be able to drink a green wine. I would go. I taught at Nova in Lisbon. I taught at EZEG in Lisbon. I did my PhD at EZEG in Lisbon, and I would go back and teach there. I've actually taken students back to take classes there. So
today, I don't know what made me think of this. There was a smell or something just reminded me of our first apartment in Lisbon. We lived in Ratu, and Campo Rico, and I want that apartment back. Like if I knew I could live in that first apartment,
yeah,
I would go. Like I would go right now.
But now, because there's so many people that have turned like the downtown of Lisbon into a big, huge Airbnb place, it's driven out all the locals.
And Campo Rico.
That place was so awesome. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But yeah, okay. Francis HPA, man, Harry Potter people are everywhere. Reggie, man, have we ever tried to make the Portuguese custard pastries? No, because it's just going to be it's just going to be wrong.
You know, I do make a lot of Brazilian desserts. Actually, I think I might do that. I want to
Brazilian
make mousse
desserts.
de maracujá.
That's what I thought you had the maracujá for.
I do. I just haven't made the maracujá. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
So
somebody's
I'll do that
birthday's coming up next week. He said,
you know what? Giro made Giro and Berta. Well,
I don't know if Giro made the cake. I think Berta made the cake.
Actually, Berta said it was her friend.
Oh, that's right.
They made me one of my favorite desserts of all time. In Spanish, it's mousse de maracujá. Portuguese, mousse de maracujá. It's passion fruit mousse, and it is like heaven on a spoon because it's tart and sweet and creamy and cold. It's just freaking perfect. I love it. It's not too sweet.
Imagine somewhere between a chocolate mousse and consistency wise, but then like a fruity pudding, but like a fruit flavored pudding, not like fake tasting. It's amazing.
So good. It's absolutely like my favorite of favorites.
It's one of those things you're like, oh, you made that for other people.
That's kind of what happens when you make
it.
And
Brigadeiro we make so much that we can share.
Yeah, Brigadeiro is so rich you can't really eat it all by yourself. So, Rusty Shackleford, I'm a big fan of the shirts about Chichen Itza. Is their website with a nice, comfortable, stylish, and reasonably priced shirt with perhaps a joking play on words? So yes.
you can get the if you want the Chichen Itza chicken pizza one, we have that on our waltersworld.store. You can go and grab one there. They can ship that to you.
And Rusty, we've got some fun on Pause for the World. If you go to pausefortheworld.com and we've got some fun ones. Like one is Dongle Party. One other one says like you're on mute, or like air hug.
That was my favorite one.
There's some fun ones on there. So like there's some good play on words sort of things there too.
Manav Kumar, my buddy.
Hey.
He's always been helpful. So you could do, and this is a good way to remind people, you can do a digital tour of any place using Google Earth or Google Maps. Sounds feasible. Maybe live stream it as well. So,
that would be fun.
So this is one of the things.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, could we live stream?
It's live streaming it. That's Google. They own it. Okay, so Mark, these shirts, they don't have the long ones, so we got to see if we can get a long one for you because I got to talk to my buddy Steven for that. No, but so one of the things we thought about is I've been talking to like Nick Nimmin from Nick Nimmin, who's a really good YouTuber that helps people like do better and stuff. And I asked him like for streaming information and stuff. And he's like, here's something we could do. So I'm learning how to use some of the more advanced streaming services. Because like right now we use what's called OBS. It's a free software, so we can do the live feeds. And so I could, like last night I had like the slides here, but there's ones where I could have like 7 people on here at the same time, and we could be talking and stuff like that. So I'm learning those things, so I can try to bring some people in. So maybe we can interview some people and bring that in and do some things like the Google Maps and stuff like that.
Hi, Steven. Cody Wan Kenobi. I just have to say, you have a very cool name.
You ever see Cody Wan Kenobi?
Right here.
Yeah, I know Cody.
I've never seen that name before. It would have slapped me in the face like it just did.
Well, some of us care. Yes, Cody Wan.
Yes. Yes.
Egypt is one of the places I want to go the most in the world. So
I love you.
Oh, Stephen Farragg's in here. What a great guy.
That's why I just said, hey, Stephen.
Anyway. We just jumped some of there. We need a Mark Kid story. Funniest or most embarrassing. Oh, that's
from your mother.
From my mom.
Like your mom needs to tell the story, but the thing is, that's a long typing.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing: is maybe we can bring my mom in for one of these when I figure this out. Because when I used to go visit, back in the day when we used to be able to visit our family. Do you guys remember those days when you could see your mom like in person? And you're like, I love you, Mom. You could give them a hug.
And not just on a screen.
Not like, hi, Mom. So when I go back to visit her in my hometown, like her and I have done a number of live feeds together. So she's pretty cool like that. So we'll figure it out. Travel forever, Lisbon or Porto for you. Before I lived in Lisbon for 5 years, Porto was my place. But now I'm a big Lisbon person.
I'm with Mark. I love the art and the architecture of Porto. It's such a beautiful place, and I love the artsy feel of it. But Lisbon's one of our homes, right?
Yeah. Mark Nickerson, old question from an old guy. Hey man, you're not old. You're still here with us. Young at heart's all that matters. How many days are you usually out of town each year? Well, in 2020, I only made it out, let's see,
Not enough.
like 27 days in the first 2 months, and then I haven't gone since. Usually, it depends. Like, I don't know, I'm gone. The boys are gone probably 4 months of the year.
Yeah, they're 12 to 16 weeks. I'm about at 5. You're about 6,
Yeah.
5.5, 6. Who knows? And we're so hit or miss. But it's a lot more than normal people. We're just so abnormal. That's just what it is. Slow down.
So Mark Finley's like, I'd rather drive them around in my muscle car. Yeah, Mark's got some cool cars. But because Pam was asking about, they still rent Gremlins. Hey, I bet in a city like Dallas, you can find anything.
You can rent any kind of car. You just
like where we're at, no. But
where we're at. I can't help it. You're getting all excited and you just have to. Do you want me to leave now?
So Katrina, what's the next on your travel list once this is over? So our trip to Europe for May and June, we just got an email from Delta that's canceled. So the next flight I have is to Germany and France in August. So I'll wait till they cancel that out. So I don't know. Probably if they open up domestic travel first, go see my mom and my mother-in-law. So I'll have that. They live like 6 blocks away from each other, so it's pretty easy that way. So I get to look like a great son-in-law all the time.
Pam, Setúbal is a lovely place. I would have to agree with that.
Time, yeah.
Yep.
For those who know, Setúbal is kind of by Lisbon, Portugal.
Defiance, happy almost birthday.
Mine's not till November.
Shut up, Jocelyn. Let Mark talk. His voice is completely out, and you will be able to talk without interruption. But see, that's the thing. He keeps interrupting me, and that's why. That's what it is. Oh, Mark, what is your Brazilian nickname? Is it Mark?
Marquito.
It's Marquito.
Well, no, Marquinho.
But what he says, is it Marcao?
No, it wasn't Marcao.
Marcao.
So in Italy, it was Grande Mark. In Brazil, my Brazilian dad, well, he would say Marquito because when I first went and lived with them, I would always mess up and speak Spanish. He's like, this is Portuguese, and so he'd be like, okay, Marquito, and then he eventually went to Marquinho. But it was mostly Marquito because he had some fun with it. And he'd be like, but it would be like, hey, Marquito, how are you? So he'd be like, hey, Marquito, how are you doing? You doing okay today? Jiro's the awesomest dude ever.
He's so fun. Francis, question for the sensei of architecture. Favorite era? Like, are you more of a Gothic fan or do you prefer neoclassical?
Maybe Eatin.
I am not a huge Gothic person.
I am.
Mark is more so than I am. I think it's cool and I enjoy it. But I don't know. I like them all. It's rare that I walk into a building of any sort and I don't appreciate something about it. I love buildings. You know what I love about it is that you can walk into a building and you can see how people lived. And so it's like experiencing history. I don't know, just right there. The snakes in my brain are hurting me right now. I can't quite think about the word I'm trying to pull out of my head. Sorry, the ADD is a little bit crazy. Mark and I did not go to bed until really late last night. It was like we were both jazzed. I was tired, but then when he finished, we were both just so jazzed about him finishing this marathon that we stayed up and talked really late. All right, sorry. So Scott says, hi, Walter's family. Have you ever tried Persian food? If so, what are your thoughts? Scott, I don't know that I've ever had Persian food. I'm going to have to do that.
The Mousse tracks straight from
Oh, yeah, Caleb, don't eat the ice cream. Caleb's just been taking a spoon to it all week. Or all 3 days.
No, the Mousse tracks isn't even there.
There's none?
Like, there's no container.
Oh, he probably just took the container. Yeah.
Yeah,
My child's eating, he just sits there and eats the ice cream right from the thing. I'm sure other people do that too. But, I mean, when you're in quarantine and you're sharing with, other people, right, Liam? We should just beat his butt for that, huh?
At least I don't do that.
I know you don't do that. Thank you. Lori Sims, are either of you a Gemini? I don't know.
Scorpio.
Mark's a Scorpio. I think I'm a Cancer, but I don't really know. Oh my God, a digital tour with the Walters. Sign me up. Yes. Oh, and I think Gui was laughing about Marquito. So let's see. Oh shoot, we just got a big jump again. Stop it. All right. Okay, Frances, yes. She says, I know how you feel, though. I get it. I feel the chills and the weight of history all in one. It's such a great feeling. It is. It's like anthropology that you can touch, right? Like you can see the people and you understand how they lived. Oh, Nader, I'm so glad your grandmother's doing okay. They want to release her, but don't know what to do with her. Well, that would be a question, right? Wow. But I'm glad to hear she's doing well. I'm happy for you and for her, of course. Persian leg of lamb. Wow. Yeah, a leg of lamb is one of my favorite things in life. I mean, I'm Greek. We just eat like crazy. Egyptian food. Yes, I have had Egyptian food and I have enjoyed it very much. One of my favorite, I don't know, just on topic of different foods that I really love, Ethiopian food. I find Ethiopian food to be some of just like the tastiest, most flavorful stuff ever. I'm like leaning all crooked here. James Townsend, my wife and I would like to cruise when this is over, but if only domestic, maybe Boston or Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. Well, James, lots to do in Chicago, lots to do and see. Yeah. I don't know, how do you cruise? Do you cruise into Chicago from somewhere? Or
I think it's more travel,
just to get there. But well, I don't know. Nader says hi to Liam. Are you gonna say hi
Liam's
back?
Liam's on a sugar high.
He's having sugar issues. He's like spinning in circles.
I get it sometimes.
Francis says, yes, you get it.
Even if I don't have sugar.
Liam, you're making me
Bye, Mr. Blonde.
Oh, I did.
Oh, good night.
I've had any weird dreams since being in quarantine. Probably. I don't really remember too many.
Caleb had one. Okay, so Caleb had one. I went in to say good morning the other day, and he goes, Mom, I had this crazy dream about a plane and blah, blah, blah. And it was like this whole like travel thing. I'm like, do you think that you miss flying? And he was like, I do. I miss it. I miss traveling. It was really crazy because Caleb, being 13, is usually the one who's like, he wants to be with his friends more. I mean, he still loves it, and once we go, he's happy and he enjoys every minute of it. But every now and then he has those moments where he's just like, I just want to be with my friends. But he was like, oh, I really miss it. And so it's kind of nice to know that your kids are on the same page with you.
So, Mark Chieti, have you ever left a destination early because you didn't like it? So my mom and I, we were actually in Romania when we were there years ago, and we got so tired of getting ripped off and just everybody trying to just screw us over that we actually went from Brasov, instead of like spending more and going to Cluj-Napoca and spend another week in Romania. We got so upset. We've been about a week in Bucharest, and we went to Brasov and went to like they call Dracula's castle and stuff like that. We did those things. It was beautiful, but we got so tired of it. We're like, forget it. And we got a train ticket to Salzburg. Just went straight there because we just got so tired of it. So we spent like 5 days in Salzburg instead of 5 or 6 days in Romania. We're like, I am tired of this. So I have done that, and I know like when I used to backpack like on my own, sometimes like, okay, this town sucks, and we just pop off.
Mr. Blonde said, Stuck in the Middle with You is the best quarantine song. And then get this, Mr. Means to Travel says that was our entrance song for our wedding reception. So when Mark and I got married, our exit song, like after we said our vows and everything and we walked out, ours was Addicted to Love, and it was an accident, but it worked out great. I mean, it totally fit us and our wedding and everything else. But the day I was writing out all of the information for the printer, that was the song that was on the radio. You know, when your alarm goes off, do people do that still? Use an alarm to get up on a radio? Anyway, that was playing on the radio station.
We used to use that, but it didn't wake anybody up, so we stopped doing that.
So now I just wake up. I think having
I just gotta pee.
Now,
I'm like,
I'm up at 5:30.
Must be 5:30. I gotta pee.
So anyway, Addicted to Love was on, and I didn't know what we would walk. I walked into Taco Bell. But when we walked out together, I didn't know what to put, so I just put Addicted to Love that day. And I forgot to take it out. Like, it was out of my mind. And so the printer printed it that way. And he called me, and he had already started printing. He was like, hey, this is really cool. You're walking out to Addicted to Love? And I was like, well, shoot, I guess I am.
And then our friend Jason had the jam box ready to play. And he's like...
Oh my gosh.
And there's actually a video. If you look at on one of my old channels.
J-Rock did that?
Yeah, like one of my old channels. There's like Mr. and Mrs. Walters, and that's on there.
And it's Addicted to Love.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
Little Rick, huh? What are we talking about, dude? Little Rick, we're talking about anything, buddy. Anything you want.
I love Japanese food. Japanese food is good. Oh, their meat is exceptional.
So good.
It's so expensive.
Everything. Dude, all I know is 7-Eleven, or actually I like Watson's better, but 7-Eleven sushi in Japan is better than like some of the fancier sushi places in the U.S.
That's not a joke.
Not a joke.
That is not any kind of exaggeration.
And that is not an insult either. So if you go to Japan, I know this in our Japan videos, but if you go to a bank, your debit card probably won't work to get money out. You have to go to the ATMs that are like in the 7-Elevens. They're the ones that'll help out.
Stop. There are Great Lakes cruises. I didn't know that. I mean, I've spent so much time on Lake Superior as a kid. I mean, I stayed at my aunt and uncle's. Literally, I could see it from their.
Hey, if we're gonna be in the U.S. all summer.
Are we gonna do
we can visit
cruise?
people everywhere. We can do a Great Lakes. We can do whatever.
I don't want to do a cruise.
As
I want to do an RV trip.
I have to. Well, no, we can do an RV trip to the cruise.
I like cruises.
Hey, Liam. Who do you love?
Yeah, Liam. Who do you love?
No, he said Dad. You said Dad.
Mom.
I birthed you. I
said Dad and Mom.
I lay in a bed for 4 months. 4 months. Bed rest. Spent a month in a hospital for you.
No.
And you're going to side with him. You know what he did? Nothing.
He gave the sperm.
Liam, stop talking.
Stop.
There might be kids on here that don't know about how babies get made.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't say that.
I don't know if you guys heard what Liam said. I'm not going to say.
We're done.
We're moving right along.
Christian Valdez said, I'll have what Liam's having.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Liam. Liam for the win. Everybody's impressed with Liam.
Liam knows things that most
8-year-olds
don't know.
Okay. So.
Wait here, fried chicken.
Yes, I would love fried chicken. I miss fried chicken.
I'm looking for some fried chicken, specifically Popeye's extra spicy fried chicken. I want some red beans and rice with cornbread.
You know
what? Sounds
what?
good to me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why we actually had this discussion the other day. People were asking, like, because the boys are all about Popeyes, Josh is a Chick-fil-A. I'm all about Bojangles.
Bojangles would be my second. Popeyes would be my third. But in town, we only have Chick-fil-A and Bojangles.
Popeyes.
So, that's what I meant. We don't have Popeyes.
Liam's always been the silver ball.
Somebody, I think it was Katrina. I'm not sure. Somebody said.
Hey, Gavin.
I think it was Katrina. I don't know. I just saw it as this was running by. Red beans. Those are chili beans? No. Well, I don't know. Are they chili beans? I don't know. They're just red beans and rice. Red beans and rice and miss her. Give me a
This is,
sister, can't
this is
resist her.
tough.
Okay,
So Lori, I know I would go to the Transylvania part of Romania, and if you go to the very northeast part, there's some really cool churches. But I say the Transylvania part, or the old in German, it's called the Siebenbergen, the Seven Mountains region.
Katrina, I think, was asking. She's never been to the U.S. and was asking where to go. Best places. So here's the thing. Number one, people are always like, I want to go to New York, Miami, and L.A., which are great. They're fine. You should see those things. But those are New York, Miami, and LA. They are separate entities almost entirely. So maybe secondary cities, Chicago, Boston.
We have a blog on our top 10 cities in the U.S. It's a recent blog. You go to walterswithout.com. We have a blog. It's an old video, but it's a newer blog that talks about our top 10 cities in the U.S. over the U.S. Then we have one top 10 cities in the South, and then we have another one that's like top 10 places to stop if you want to do Route 66. That could give you some ideas. But I would say is pick a region. So if you're going to do if you want to go to New York, do that. You're going to do New York and Boston. You do kind of like the New England area. If you want to do LA, you're going San Diego, LA, San Francisco. You're kind of doing that. So pick a region, especially for your first trip.
Stephanie, I'm glad you were able to make it tonight. Nader says bring
Steph's
Caleb's friends
Steph.
occasionally. So you know what? We actually have talked to his best friend's parents about possibly taking his best friend along with us this fall to Ireland.
But that can't happen now with all this stuff.
I don't think that we can be responsible for that right now. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but his mother, actually, his best friend's mom, lived in Japan as a child, and she was like so excited about us taking her son. We had a great conversation, and I was really hoping to because I love that kid.
Yeah, Josiah is a nice guy.
Yeah.
Mad Dog 2020. I've drank much of that in my life. Yes, much of that.
I can
tell you have a lot of sushi in your stomach. Yes, I do. I got a lot of stuff in my stomach. Too much stuff. Too much. Yes, James Downson, the bladder. It is the best one. My son loves 7-Eleven in Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah. RV the national parks. So I'm good with RV in the national parks, except that I'm the driver, he's the navigator, and there is no way you're gonna get me to drive
Andrew.
Good night. There's no way you're gonna get me to drive through the Rockies in an RV. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I would have an anxiety attack the size of like Saskatchewan. That is not going to happen here.
So Riley, seen your videos, your Sweden videos. I got a lot of info from that. Went there last year, November, before the freeze, and had a great time. Gothenburg and Stockholm. I'm really glad, and I'm sorry, Riley. I actually filmed a Gothenburg video, but when I put the mic on, it didn't connect. So I have like a 15-minute Gothenburg video of just, I'm like, no. So yeah.
I always thought it was Gothenburg. I don't know why I thought it was Gothenburg. Gothenburg.
Raising Cane's Fried Chicken. Heck yeah. I took Caleb and his buddy there, and Liam there actually in in January or December.
Oh, Richard. Charles Richard. I see what you're saying.
Oh, Dudley, do right. Okay, we missed another super chat.
I don't know what's happening with that.
I gotta give Mark our fun. He's got to text us. Dude, you're missing these things. So, where did you each grow up? I grew up in the beautiful town of Quincy, Illinois.
I didn't grow up anywhere.
That's what you like to say.
It is. I lived all over the place. I mean, I don't have a home. I'm just a nomad.
She was born in Springfield, Illinois.
And then I moved to Arizona.
She went to Arizona for a number of years, and she came back, lived in Taylorville, Illinois.
I didn't even live in...
That's enough. I've been all over. I don't want to name it all. We're going to keep on going, and I'm going to look like even more of a freak. Just stop. Reggie and her man says time for a kiss.
Good. I didn't even live a whole year.
You want to bring that on? No, you didn't live a whole year in Lisbon.
I lived half a year, right?
Liam, you were only in Lisbon for like 4 months. What are you doing?
It was 6.
Huh?
Checking his teeth.
My sister was with me at Disney and asked why I laughed at the Siemens Center.
Go wash your hands.
What? Okay.
Dude, you. Oh,
Yeah.
You like saw me do it.
but you know what's awesome? He did not get in my ear. You only got my earlobe. All right, go wash your hands, pig.
No.
Yes, Nader, I would do the same thing. You licking my neck does nothing. Nothing. We're in quarantine.
Terry says, I'm going to tell April that Liam took her place tonight.
That's
Bab
right.
says, no, the red beans and rice are not chili beans. I
No,
don't know.
just
Yeah,
beans.
okay, good. I'm glad somebody else said that.
Oh, Halaman, the first time seeing us live. We're doing well,
How are
and
you
our
and your
family's doing well.
family?
We're doing well too, my friends.
Here we are in all our glory. Go
Boone's
south through
Farm?
Arizona.
Wow, Mad
and
Dog
up to
2020
Utah,
Boone's
yes.
Farm. That is high school. Yes. Oh, and then I read the rest of their sentence for high school.
Wait, what's the rest
Gallivants
of it?
and Gals. Mad Dog 2020 and Boone's Farm Wine, my high school beverages.
Yes.
Did you have some Natty Light as well by chance?
So
Or
Boone's
Keystone?
Farm,
Keystone.
when I went to Rural King one day for I don't know what,
Never.
I saw Boone's Farm and I brought like 7 bottles because it was
Oh
like
God, we're at the Brown House then?
Yes, and I was so excited. I'm like buying all this Boone's Farm, thinking it's the most amazing stuff ever. And I'm like, look, Mark, I got Boone's Farm.
Dude,
And he's like, do you know how bad that is? I'm like, no, it was great. And he's like,
and that's like
it was great when you were 20.
It was great when you were 18.
Whatever. So that's that. My dad is in his 80s and wants to go back to Japan to see things he could not while in the Marines. What do you recommend? Oh.
Okay, so taking out the whole pandemic thing, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, I think that would be something he would see the new, the old, because Tokyo's all new. He wouldn't like it. It was not like when he was there. But you go to Kyoto, you'll see what it was like back in the day. I mean, Osaka's another one. I mean, and that's an easy one to do because at 80, you can get them on the train in Tokyo. You get them off the train in Kyoto. I mean, it's really easy to do that way. Japan is actually set up very, very well for an elderly traveler.
It's also really clean.
Yeah.
So despite the fact that we're having this massive outbreak, I feel like it's incredibly clean in comparison to a lot of other places in the world. So.
All right. Let's see.
All right. Gosh.
We just missed a lot of questions.
So much, you guys. We're the worst hosts
I'm sorry.
ever.
Yeah, it doesn't even let me go back any farther. Cause I'm like, oh man. Because what happens, sometimes it'll jump and then it cuts off everything.
Well, here's
before.
all the stuff about people laughing about Liam.
Okay, so we finally got to that.
Because he says,
He said something.
oh my gosh.
Thank you, Matt Keating, saying that we're the favorite ones.
Tadpole's going upstream. Okay. Slow down.
No, I'm going.
No, it's too fast.
Oh, so means to travel, Mark Finley, how do we moderate? So, means to travel, if you look next to some of the comments over here, there'll be 3 dots. You click on the dots and it'll say like hide comment or delete comment or ban people from hide user or something like that.
Put them in timeout.
Yeah, like, because usually if it's a troller, you put them in timeout, they can't post, they leave. And then some trollers, once you put them on a timeout, they will listen for a while, like, oh, this is actually not bad and actually stay. We had that with a couple of people yesterday.
Paul Hayes says Chick-fil-A, one of my favorites from the States. So, yes, I love that. No bun, add cheese and extra pickles. That's my favorite. I can't eat the buns.
Hey, Casper to y'all. Good to see you on here.
Mark Finley says he would never moderate Liam because he's a hoot.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, there's Raising Cane, so I guess we have some of this stuff.
I know. So Gallivat and Gal said that we should go south, like through Arizona, and you know what? And we need to swing through Texas and see the Finleys. So
True.
like we might as well just do that. Because yeah, I can't drive the Rockies. I mean,
I'll drive the Rockies.
You can drive the Rockies by yourself. Because I will walk it before I ride with you in an RV. Not happening.
How am I? Okay.
Tucson in
I
Arizona.
feel like, but I feel like I'm getting the same things again because I got like Holland. This is my first time seeing you live. How are you and your family? We're good, but I've seen like 4 other times that I've gone through.
I don't know. It's been a little extra jumpy tonight.
Yeah. Oh, and Edmonton. Oh, I'd love to go to Edmonton.
We told you to go wash your hands too.
Oh, which is cleaner, Japan or Rwanda?
That's a tough call. So here's what I'm going to say.
Well, you'd have dirt in Japan.
No,
dirt
in Rwanda. That's what I was
Because
going to
there's
say.
dirt
It's
roads.
dusty. So, like, Japan and Rwanda, like, as far as, like, the cities and things go, are... Fudge! Poop face!
Wait, did he get you a
Oh,
willy?
he got me. Like, that was not a wet willy.
It was a poop with.
That was just massive. Oh, that was gross, Mark. It was really, really gross. Why does it never feel like it gets dry when somebody gives you a wet willy, even though it's dry? Okay, in Rwanda, there's a lot of dust, so it gets dusty and stuff. But it's not dirty, right? It's just that it's...
Why don't you clean your ear and try and show them the other shirt?
You come show them and explain it. Go away. I'm mad at you.
You do that to me every live feed.
I know it's so much funnier when I do it to you.
You can also see me wearing this one for the... Well, no, I guess not.
Did you wear the women's one, honey?
I did. It looks nice.
So cute. Woo! Oh, we're feeling it tonight, kids. It has been a while since
it's that laryngitis.
It's been a while since we explained Pause for the World. Do you want
So,
to do that?
I can try. So,
Can you? Do you think you can?
No,
do you have the ability?
I am physically able to do something to help people, and I will talk if I can help people. I will do it. Obviously, after yesterday with 15 hours. So, as you all know, there's a lot of small businesses out there and organizations and churches and all kinds of things that are really needing help right now. They're not getting to be able to make any money. They're just trying to get by. And so we've helped start up this thing called Pause for the World. So you have T-shirts like this. Liam, can you throw me that T-shirt right there?
There's a lot of stuff on the
this
website.
One, and there's like, hey, air hug, all kinds of fun stuff. And basically what it is, if your organization signs up, it could be your church. If you're a YouTuber, if you're an influencer, whatever, you need help. Like, you can sell the T-shirts. Every T-shirt you sell, every shirt you sell, a pair of pajama bottoms, whatever, $10 goes to you. So we can do that. And so that's just, we try to figure out a way that we can help other people that need help to like get through these times, that we can do these things. Unfortunately, it's only in the U.S. right now because the people we're producing actually here in Champaign, here in Illinois, where we're making these. Well, actually, it's another time. It's right. It's in this area. They're producing them here, and so we can only ship within the U.S. And so we're just doing kind of the U.S. right now. But we're just doing what we can to help out, whether it's a hairstylist, whether it's a chiropractor, whether it is a YouTuber, whether it is a church.
If you have any kind of business, if you are working for a company and you know your boss is struggling with something, they can sign up. Anybody, it's just, and if you have a boutique and you've never sold online and you're getting hosed, this is
and the thing
our way of
you go
finding
down
a way to help you.
And there's the links down below too, so you can go to Pause for the World. And you can sign up that way, and we'll get you signed up and stuff like that. So you can share a specific, because we like Pause for World / your business or something like that. And you can send that out on your social media, and then people buy it. Then that $10 will go to you. Because I know some people they'll donate money, and some people are like, no, I want something out of it. This way they can buy a shirt, so they feel like they're getting something out of it, and they're helping you. So that was one thing we tried to think of. If you don't have an organization, you can actually go and our default is actually Meals on Wheels. So it helps feed families and feeds people that need help right now, and there's a lot of families that need help. So that's who our default. That's who we're. That's who.
So if you don't choose, if you want to go and buy a cool shirt and you don't have somebody specific you want to support, then the default is it's going to Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
Because that's our chosen thing for this right now.
Because we figure that's an organization that helps a lot of people all over the place, and so
people who are homebound before this.
Yeah.
And
because they could, and maybe they could only go to the store once a week. Now they really can't go to the store.
Right. So we're just, that's our thing today. Jasleen asks, how would you spend 6 days in Jamaica? I would go eat at Stush in the Bush. That would be like
that's a whole day.
No,
it's a vegan.
That's a whole day thing.
It's a whole day thing. So no, so
but
do the beach
good.
in the morning, then go in the afternoon for that. It's good.
But you know what? I would get out of the resort. We went with Holiday Services Jamaica, and it's sideways.
It'll fit.
Holiday Services Jamaica and my friend's mom's company, and they set us up on a wonderful tour, and they took us all over the place. Definitely go to Kingston and see the Bob Marley stuff. And we went to the
7 Mile Beach.
7 Mile Beach and Negril.
Don't do Rick's Cafe because it's such a tourist trap. I mean,
So
this sounds weird, but going to Margaritaville on the 7 Mile Beach is actually better because they keep the touts away, and so you get to eat, drink, enjoy the beach and stuff like that. And
wasn't as crowded either.
Yeah. Hire a local to drive you.
We went to Rick's, we just stopped in so we could see it and know what it was like. But it was so packed, and we just didn't want to stay and eat or deal with any of that. But also, where's the place that we went swimming and cliff diving and all that? The Blue Hole? No.
The Blue Hole by Ocho Rios.
Yeah,
that
was really cool.
And that because you have Dunn's River Falls, which most of the people on the cruise ships go to. But the Blue Hole, not a lot of the cruise ships take their people there. You can hire your own guide to take you, and it was phenomenal. If you watched me jumping on my 50-pound weight loss video, that's me jumping in there. I
also want to say that where Dunn's River Falls is, everybody goes and does the big falls, but we stopped and we didn't want to. It was like a 2-hour wait, and we actually had reservations. It was still a 2-hour wait.
Was it more than? I was like more than that.
I think it was 2 because we had reservations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was insane.
Anyway, it was nutsos. But as we were coming back, we pulled over to look at something, and these local guys were like, "Hey, have you been to the falls?" We're like, "No, it's too crowded." And they were like, "You want to go to the Little Falls?" And Michael's like, "Go to the Little Falls." And Michael, who is our guide and driver and like a family.
Oh my God! I haven't put on my video with Michael teaches patois.
Oh, you need to put that out.
I gotta put that out this weekend.
Michael is God. I love Michael. He's like part of the family. So anyway, he's like, "Yeah, go do that. You'll have fun." And we just tip the guys. Like, I mean, they're just local people, and they're like, "Come on, we'll take you up." And they were smaller falls. But it was just as much fun, and it was just us. It was like me and the boys walked the whole thing, and we had such a great time.
It was really cool.
And it's much smaller, and it's easily done in part of a day rather than wasting hours and hours. When you have only 6 days, you don't want to waste tons of time waiting in line.
Yep. So Holloman asks, is $1,000 for a week in Europe enough? If not including hotel, yes, it is. You can do that.
It also depends on where you're going to be.
Yeah, it
not
does.
In London, it's not.
No, $1,000 if hotels already paid for it, you can go
if
to
hotels paid
the Tate Museum and British Museum are free and stuff like that. Yeah, no, $1,000 for sure.
Although food's a little pricey, but you know what? You can get
but they have good deals.
And fish and chips at little pubs and things.
It's the best part: food and easy travel. Trains, planes were worth it. I missed a part of it.
The Finleys have been to the
Can't believe Mark still has a voice. Eric Brown! Good to see. I get inspired by you, buddy. Good to see you on here.
The Finleys have been to the Blue Hole. And you're one of few
Dad
people.
is fat. I have not seen you forever, man. How you doing?
Hey. And Chris Bates, nice to see you also. Gosh.
Oh, you retracted your comment.
I know, but that's
okay. There was another one. Take care of yours, Mark. The marathon was amazing. How much did you raise? So we raised over 15. I know we raised over $1,500, but there is a 4-hour window. We don't know what was raised because Mary Angela, had gone to bed. And then I didn't hear from her today. And then we guilted some professors into donating.
So we don't know what they all
So we don't know what they gave. So we'll find out. Hopefully they'll get to me tomorrow.
When you go to Jamaica, if you fly into Mobe, which you'll probably fly into Montego Bay, you need to get Club Mobe. Absolutely, it will cut
We
your
have a video for this. Look, Club Mobe, Walter's World, and it'll be on there.
You have to do it.
Yeah. It'll save you
Melissa. Hours, many hours, absolutely.
So Melissa Lee, who was nice enough to donate last night, by the way.
Yes, thank you for that. Cheers to Melissa.
I didn't really have a voice earlier. I've been pounding the hot tea and whiskey, and so I think it's numb and warmed up. So tomorrow I'll be like bleeding. I don't know.
Have you guys been to Isla Mujeres? Yeah, We were there for a minute, weren't we?
No, we saw it in the distance. We did not go.
Oh, we didn't go.
A lot of people go there. So if you go to Cancun, because Cancun is the over touristy part. If you go to Isla Mujeres or you go farther down, kind of like where.
Are you sure we weren't on there?
I know we were out there.
Okay, we were.
Maybe that was another boyfriend.
No, I've only been there with you and the boys.
Just me. That was the first time in Mexico.
No, I just haven't
See,
been to
there you go.
Cancun
Exactly.
with anyone else.
You went to Tijuana or something like that. I don't know.
I've never been to Tijuana.
I don't know.
The first man I went there with was my dad.
I know. I said.
We lived 60 miles from the border. No, shoot, not even 60.
Yeah, Mark Haley cruise ship won't go to Blue Hole because it's too dangerous. People get hurt, so they can't sanction it. Yeah, and that's kind of what they said. And I would say if you're going to be going to Jamaica, take those water shoes. Buy water shoes. Take them with you because they'll be overcharged like crazy. There.
Yes, you will.
Adam Tenhouse, thank you very
you.
much for the super chat, buddy. Favorite European hike you've done? I did Cinque Terre with my mom, and it gets like as you go towards the east, it gets easier and easier and easier. So my mom and I we didn't go to the first. We started we did three hikes. So the first town, second town, third town. So we skipped those two, and we did the 3 cities there, and we walked. And we could do it pretty well. The other ones get a little bit tougher, but that was a really beautiful hike. What else? Yeah, oh, you remember that?
I didn't do that with you. But we randomly just hiked all over in Scotland and Ireland. Like we would pull over because, especially that first trip we took to Scotland, Caleb was like 3 and a half, and we would just pull up with your parents, and we would just pull over. And we would just hike up mountains. I mean, the kids like, that one looks like a good one to climb, so we would just.
Hi, Catherine.
It was great. Is that Catherine, your mother? Mm-hmm. Mark and Jocelyn, you both comfortably drive in the UK. How did you trial the drive and get comfortable?
Well, luckily, Jocelyn has a video already that's out. I'm putting it out this week and then talks about it. But it's really like after like the first 30 minutes of you being freaked out, like, oh, I'm driving on the wrong side. You do get over it pretty quickly. But
it doesn't bother me. The hard part is muscle memory. Things like you look right to look out your rearview mirror, but you have to look left. You go like this to put your seatbelt on, but your seatbelt's over here. That's what was most hard.
That didn't bother me. I would always get in on the wrong side. I would get in
there was
taxis. I'm like, hi there. I'm like, oh, you're already here.
Hey, let me sit on your lap. Yeah. So, best beach experience.
I'm not a beach person. People start throwing harpoons at me. So
he's like this red after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Turks and Caicos has some of the best beaches I've ever seen.
But it's so expensive. I couldn't go back. I would say
Greece.
Europe, Greece is best. And Portugal. Greece and Portugal are the best beaches for me. If I go to South America, Brazil beaches and Argentina beaches are great. Because in Chile, it's too cold. It's too cold. Central. Costa Rica, yeah, they're really nice.
I don't know. Is there?
I don't know. San Juan del Sur is beautiful. There's no there.
Yeah, San Juan del Sur was actually there were some outside San Juan del Sur. We were a little north of there, and there was literally no one on the beach but us. And I mean miles. And it was just us, our family, and our friends from Italy. And oh my gosh, it was gorgeous.
It was awesome. Dad is fat. Can't wait to travel again. I am with you. Hawaii in June, Japan and Borneo in July, and Peru in October. Who the hell knows? So if anything will happen. Yeah, I would think. Let's see. If I go Hawaii, Japan, Borneo, and Peru, if you can have 50%, I think you'll be good. Like that's
those are some excellent places.
I know. Dad is fat because he's cool.
You are fat.
Nice.
Thomas Higgins hiking in
Is he related to Henry?
Outerbrowen. We've talked about that before.
I know.
How when Thomas signed up as a member, I was like,
I know.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
Go on.
I don't know. I can't read it now. Is a favorite fairy tale? I can't read it.
So Laubsbrunnen Valley in Switzerland is a fairy tale. Only 30-minute train ride from Interlaken. Yes. And that's the thing is when you go around Switzerland, as much as we say we're not super fans because of the price, they don't like kids. we do not deny the fact it is probably the prettiest landscape anywhere in Europe because it is just gorgeous in Switzerland.
Yes, in Europe you can rent automatic cars. However, you need to make sure of that at the beginning when you do the renting. You specify that, and it will cost. Yes, I know, and it will cost you more than a standard or a manual transmission. So, just know that ahead of time. You're gonna pay a premium.
Peter, pura vida.
Pura vida.
Yeah, Australian beaches are nice. She hasn't been to Australia, so
Haven't.
there's that. Let's see. Oh, it's jumping around again. Dang it.
I'm getting sleepy.
So, Riley, when things get back to normal, plan to do Scandinavia trip with the family with Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark. We shall see. It would be quite the expense. Yes, it would be quite the expense. But if you could do it in the summer or early summer, not even early fall, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous there.
It's so funny. Somebody said Jamaican beaches. And you know what? The beaches in Jamaica were great. But I think we had so much fun with the people that we forgot about the beaches.
Yeah, because we did go. Because I was like going through because
we spent time on beaches.
I finished putting together all of our videos for Jamaica, and so I started to put together like some Caribbean things. I'm like, do we have any pictures of beach? Oh, we did go to the beach in Jamaica. I like totally forgot we went there
because the cultural stuff was so impactful for us. But you know that was the thing. They gave us the tour that we wanted. My friend did it especially for us because she knows us and she knows who we are and how we travel. So,
yeah, Christian, I had not seen your super chat.
Oh my God!
Thank you for Mark's Wet Willy Funeral Fund. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Because I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night with a knife, or a hose.
That's not happening.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I do not know why. Like that did not show up on our thing. So thank you, Mark.
We've had a few that haven't shown up.
I know. I'm going back to it. Okay, there's Dudley Do Right. Where'd you grow up?
I wonder what.
Yeah, we have nothing above that.
Do you think a water balloon would break if I threw it at you in the middle of the night?
Definitely, and we would get all over the bed, and then it would be really wet and slimy, and no one wanted to sleep there.
It would be slimy. It would just be wet.
No,
if it's slimy, we got.
It would just get slimy. Just go. It would be slimy.
Oh,
but seriously, Christian Valdez, I'm sorry, man.
So there's a chunk right through there that we haven't seen.
A Viking turtle. Hi, Jocelyn and drunk Mark. I'm not drunk. I have laryngitis.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Oh my gosh. Go up a little bit because I've seen those things at the bottom.
See, there's Gui saying, go wash your hands.
I know. We saw that. I don't know how that happened.
Because we were here and then, because remember I went and then it jumped? Hi, Brian. Hi, Spooky darling.
Milwaukee's best. We call it the Beast. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we all call it the Beast, my friend.
That was the gal said that.
That's right.
Hang on.
Well, yeah, and there's cleaner in Japan and Rwanda. So.
Oh, Jocelyn and Mark, could you do a remake of I've Been Everywhere, Man? I can't sing. I sound like a cow in heat.
I don't even know what that is.
The song, I've Been Everywhere, Man. We'll look it up and you can hear it and then you'll know it.
I'm going out. What? I'm just moving. My voice hurts. Why don't you answer a question?
Oh, look at him. My voice hurts. I've been yakking my head off, but now.
So, Nicholas Mason, have you gone to Africa? We have not been to Cape Town, but we got a buddy who lives there, so we're looking to go there. We have been to Tanzania and Rwanda. We've been to Morocco, Tunisia.
Tanzania and Rwanda were excellent. The people of Rwanda, I cannot tell you enough how amazing and beautiful.
Oh, my mom left?
Awesome. Well, your mom left?
Yeah, I missed that. Wow.
She said, what?
Nothing.
What? What did I miss?
When I was gone, my mom left. You didn't say bye.
It says, oh, yes, we do. I didn't see that your mother left or I would have said goodbye.
Hey, Alexander. Good to see you.
Okay, and so Tanzania, we had an excellent time. The company, and I don't mind telling you this because they did a really good job. We used a company called Shadows of Africa.
Yeah, they were cool. And
some of the best guides we've ever had.
Their prep stuff, like they send you a ton of information, so you have to do it on yourself. They're people based in the U.S. Sometimes, like, I would hope you give me a little more help But the thing is, they send everything to you, so you have to do it yourself. But when you get there, their guides are phenomenal.
Stop.
And we did not tell them that we were like YouTubers or anything. That's what we just got.
They
like,
had
their
no
normal
idea
stuff.
we were just normal.
Because we never tell people like who we are. I'm like, you know who I am? No, we don't do that crap. So,
we aren't anybody.
Yeah,
Who
we are nobodies. This is true.
Lee Bridges, pretend I'm the world's worst traveler. I want to do 5 things to completely screw up my trip. Other than travel during coronavirus, what are they? Brilliant question.
I write this one. We got to write this one. We got to write this one down.
I'll write.
I'm making a video on this one. This is too good.
And we will put Lee's name in it.
Worst. Okay, so wow. I would say not doing any research, but that's silly. Complaining that they don't speak English. Trying to pay in your native currency. Saying
Being
it's
loud
Italian,
and
loud and obnoxious.
It's not Italian.
No, it is Italian. Italian. Wow. Yeah, I want to think about that. Yeah, so I think it's the loud, the obnoxious, rude.
Treat servers as servants.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
treat people as servants. I will call people out on it. I don't care. Just hang on. I'm not done writing it down. I'll call people out on just their absolute rudeness to others. It just makes me angry.
Yeah.
All right. And above that, Frances had a question. She was talking to someone else. Okay.
Yeah, she was saying that she got 9 days with only $700 in Europe. Had a beer, wine occasion, but it was mostly food museum costs for me. Yeah, so that's where I look at it too.
I guess I just wasn't thinking about not having the hotel.
So Halman is asking what country in Europe do you think I should visit for my first country? It depends where you're coming from. I usually recommend people to go to the country that they're. I just hit because that funny bone had on these buttons. I usually tell people to go to their ancestral home. So if you have family from Austria, it's cool if you're like Germanic descent to go to Germany, or Greek descent to go to Greece, or French you go to France. It's like it really like it's weird how it will be like, oh, now I understand what Grandma did. Like it's really kind of a fun thing. So I kind of look at it that way. But if you're looking like just anywhere, I'm like go someplace simple. You should go like Ireland or Scotland or something like that. Michael Mann. Oh,
thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the great chat. Really busy evening, so I listen when I can. Thanks to the moderators for picking up the slack. Good night and all, and I'll see you next time.
Good night.
Thank you, Michael.
I'm glad you could be with us.
I gave lots of shout outs to Minnesota and architects in Minnesota.
We should get Michael in on the conversation. Francis especially was asking about architectural stuff. Michael is an architect, and
yeah, he's got what we call the skills.
He's like a real architect. I just studied this stuff beforehand because my math skills are not up to snuff. All right.
Yes, Mache Tessier is here. Have you hiked up Arthur's Seat in Edinburgh? I've done it a couple times. I don't know if I'll do it again, but I have done that.
I've not done it. Why haven't I done it?
Because it's a big hill and no one wants to fucking do it. So, sorry, pardon my language. It's 10:30 at night. The kids are in bed.
Gibbs.
Sorry.
Okay. True story. We watched your video about visiting Britain. You said, remember, it's not like Downton Abbey. Elizabeth McGovern sat next to us at a restaurant. No way.
And now we're like, we have the worst videos ever because,
Oh my gosh, that's so
hilarious.
funny. That is so cool. So cool.
That's cool.
Oh.
Here, Lori sends my first trip to Europe was with my history teacher and his wife when I was 16 on my birthday. That's a cool
way to see it, isn't it?
That's one of the things I really enjoyed when I've taken my students abroad and someone's their first time abroad. You're like, it's a really cool experience to help them learn.
Carson, Mark is not sick. He's lost his voice. He's hoarse because he taught his entire Principles of Marketing course yesterday. It's a semester-long course, and he did it in marathon form in 15 hours and 43 minutes to raise money for an emergency fund for students at his school. So he's not sick. Stroopwafel.
Stroopwafels are good. Harlem and Harlem. Harlem is an up-and-coming neighborhood in New York, and Harlem is an old city.
Yeah, the two A's is the Netherlands, and the one A is in the U.S., which is actually named for the two A's one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right.
Let's see. My brain, my eyes are getting tough.
I know. I'm getting tired too.
Thank you, Melissa Lee. Appreciate the nice comment. Stephanie saying Cape Town is beautiful. Yeah, we're looking to go there. Our buddy Sebastian lives there right now. And we're trying to get there to figure that out.
Hang on.
I did not do that jump. I did not do that jump.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Somebody was
So Iggy says, love the videos. I'm curious, what's your main source of income? I'm a university professor. That's my full-time job, and that's why if you look for other channel called Professor Walters, you'll see me teaching marketing there. So I'm a university professor for my day job. That's why I have the hoarse voice, because I was teaching for 15 hours and 43 minutes yesterday. So Melissa Lee says, being ignorant to value differences in cultures. Yeah, that's a way to be a really ugly tourist right there.
What was
Thanks,
that?
Melissa. Being ignorant to value the differences in cultures.
That's a
good That's
point.
the big thing I tell people. Is like, look, nothing is wrong or bad. It's different because your cultures are different. You have to understand what those differences are and why. And that's really driven me a lot of times to actually learn more about cultures. Like, why do they do that? Why is that?
Yeah, because some things will put off one culture and not another or something, and so you have to kind of know a little bit of that beforehand. Don't move. What countries in Europe have the least pickpocketing problem, from your opinion? You may move now.
Well, in Europe, probably
not big cities.
Not big cities.
No, I just have my hand right here. I'm resting. I'm not. Besides, today I'm having way more fun doing the Gibbs on here.
Big cities, no matter what big city you're at, you're going to have that. But if you go to smaller towns, it's almost non-existent and stuff. But don't think it doesn't happen. Like Italy, France, Spain's got a lot. I don't really worry at all. Barcelona's the worst.
The worst.
And the cops don't give a
they don't care
about it.
I feel like Scandinavia is you're pretty cool there. Iceland, none.
Yeah, Iceland, you're fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Solo travel.
We're at 2.5 hours, so we probably need to start.
I know, I'm getting
tired. We're gonna give about 10 more minutes, because after 15.5 hours yesterday, or 15:43 yesterday.
So somebody was saying Portugal was okay, and then Spain. I don't know. I think Spain's really bad.
The big cities in Spain are bad for pickpockets, but outside of that, it's actually okay.
And actually, and Lisbon can be bad in certain areas, but you know what?
Pickpockets?
It's not really pickpockets. More like people trying to sell you hashish.
Yeah.
Hashish.
No, they're like, oh, sunglasses? No. Oh, no one sunglasses? Hashish? No, I'm good. Oh, cocaine? I'm like, no, thanks, man, I'm good. Like that escalated.
And people are like, that never happens. We're like, it doesn't happen to you because you're local.
Yeah.
Although it didn't happen much to me because I looked Portuguese.
Hey, Ryan from DeKalb, Illinois.
Hey,
thank you.
Cool.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the love, man. Fellow Midwesterner.
So cool.
All right, we're gonna finish out with a few questions because my voice is done. Pam is on her third glass of wine, which was really safe for us overall. Of course you are, Pam. Third glass.
What about Malta?
Yeah, Malta's pretty safe. If you're in Valletta, the capital, you do have a lot of Brits that go there to go drinking. So if you leave Valletta, you have a lot less problems.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're going to wrap it up here because I know what we're saying now you will hear in about 45 seconds. So we'll give it a little bit of time to wrap it up. Because 2.5 hours and my voice is just completely toast.
Yesterday was a long day.
Yes.
It's been a crazy week. It's Wednesday and it feels like a lot more than Wednesday.
I know.
So anyway,
like Gabe Micken, I always said it was McChicken. I'm like, I could totally go for a chicken sandwich right now. I miss chicken sandwiches. I miss them.
Oh, Pam's having her third mug of wine.
Oh, that's what I thought, Pam. You
Goodness.
can't trick us. Oh my God, my mom's still online.
It's
Oh,
just
shoot,
flying
here
through.
it goes.
See, you
Good
yelled
night,
at
Mom.
me.
Wait, Kathy Walters. Like she's a moderator on this channel, so that's a different Kathy Walters. Somebody's trying to steal my mother's name. Good night, other Kathy Walters.
No, that's your mother's picture.
Yeah, but my mom is an administrator on this page. I wonder if she signed in from a different account.
Probably.
Mom, did you switch from like the computer to your phone or something? Who knows? Anyway, good night, everybody.
Okay.
We're good on the good nights. That's good.
Hey, don't forget about Pause for the World. If you or anyone you know are struggling economically and you have some kind of business, you are a creator, you are self-employed, anything. If you want to sign, if you are in your church, Terry Finley, your church can get help.
Go to pausefortheworld.com and you can sign up, and then you share it. Any stuff that's bought from there, you get a $10 from every single thing sold.
That's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do.
We want to get out there
and if you just want to get cool shirts like this or like air hug and stuff like that, you can go there. And our default is going to Meals on Wheels. So every shirt we sell, $10 go to Meals on Wheels. So we do that. So
see you.
Thank you, everybody.
Natasha, bye.
Wait,
Natasha, I haven't hardly seen anything for hours. Okay, so anyway, means to travel, Finleys, everybody, Lori,
so much.
all you guys, thank you so much.
Israr, good to see you, Grant.
So glad to see all of you. Bye and have a great day.
All right, bye everybody.
Night.